without KJ Adams, who separated his right shoulder in Tuesday's loss at Iowa State and is currently listed as week-to-week. This will open the door for Flory Bidunga, AJ Storr, and Rylan Griffin, but KU will be in search of an energy catalyst, Greg, somebody who can set the tone on both ends in terms of energy, because when it came to KJ Adams, his hustle just important as his muscle, and Bill Self would tell you he had really been turned up the last couple of weeks, so that's perhaps where they will miss him the most.
Yeah, I mean, he brings so much to the table, and those guys by committee are going to have to make up for that, and all of our fan base gets a chance to kind of see what they've been clamoring for, which to me is crazy, to Bill Self is crazy, but unfortunately with the injury, that's become a reality, and now AJ, Rylan, Flory, and others are going to have to pick up the slack, and that's energy, that's effort, that's screening, rebounding, and obviously offense, throwing alley-oops, finishing alley-oops, and getting out in transition, and you're never going to fully replace it, but it's a great opportunity for some guys that have struggled to get better in real game situations.
Could wind up being one of those blessing in disguise scenarios if KJ comes back in a couple of weeks, looks like the same old guy, and you've gotten noticeably better at multiple spots during his absence.
Yeah, we said that. But go back to the Duke game when at the 11-minute mark, Hunter went out. We got Flory some great minutes against one of the best teams in the country, and he flourished, and keeps getting better and better. So hopefully the same scenario rings true.
And we've seen that so many times in 22 years of Bill Self basketball, where they take a temporary negative and turn it into a long-term positive by developing in the absence of a star. We'll tell you the starters here in about 15 minutes, but just because one guy starts doesn't mean he'll be the heaviest of big lifters in the absence of Adams. It's going to be a total team effort, as Greg alluded to, with the likes of Flory Bidunga, AJ Storr, and Rylan Griffin all needing to step it up. And again, we'll give you those starters on who's taking his spot here in just a bit. But before we do any of that, as we referenced, this is the Dillon's Sunflower Showdown, officially the 302nd all-time Sunflower Showdown series. But for Dillon's in particular, they've been sponsoring this rivalry for the last decade and a half, and we're pleased to be joined by Sheila Rager, the corporate affairs manager of Dillon's Stores. Sheila, always good to see you.
Yes.
I won't mention what you're wearing on press row in Allen Fieldhouse.
I know, the blasphemy, right?
But we appreciate your sponsorship nonetheless, even if you, are rocking the purple today.
And honestly, Mindy Powers and I, we share the sponsorship, and so she's KU, I get to be K-State. So it's the Dillon Sunflower Showdown in real life.
That's right. You break it up right down the middle both ways. Now, It's always good to see you, regardless of the color on the jersey today. But definitely excited to have you guys back. As I said, for 15 years you've been a part of this. Why was this an attractive fit for things?
This is absolutely one of the traditions that we love most. It's a great way to celebrate this rivalry, but a chance to have fun with our customers, with our associates. Everybody loves game time, and today's going to be extra special.
How's Dillon's getting ready for the game day action? We like to think there's nothing better than game days here in the fall.
Game day. Well, for Dillon's, it's food. We're talking food. Game day favorites at Dillon's. And between today, I think it's like the ultimate game day today. You've got basketball, you've got football, and so that means food. So nachos, wings. If you haven't tried our jalapeno poppers that we have in the meat department, you've got to put that on your grocery list. But, man, all of those great flavors for game day food, desserts. Visit our bakery department. We've got some special associates with great talent there, but we've got everything you need. Game day headquarters at Dillon's for sure.
You alluded to it. A lot of folks heading from here to their respective Chiefs watch parties later, so make sure you swing by Dillon's on the way to get stocked up for the Chiefs and the Texans later this afternoon. Now, tell me about some special deals and discounts, because I'm hearing more and more about Boost memberships.
Absolutely. So here's a few tips that I always like to talk about when it comes to saving money, because everybody likes to do that. But pay attention to those extra discounts that we have at Dillon's. You'll know us from our fuel points, and it's kind of evolved now, so it's points, and you get to choose. You can spend those at the fuel pump or extra savings on your grocery orders. But we do 4 times fuel points there on Fridays. We do extra fuel points when it comes to gift cards. So really think about ways to do that. And honestly, if you haven't downloaded our app now, do it. There's tons of extra savings, discounts, digital coupons, weekly deals. I know anytime that I start my shopping list, I always go to the app first just to see what extra savings I can come up with, because they're there.
Absolutely. So everyday savings every single day at Dillon's, with specials going on left and right. Download that app. Anything else for Jayhawks and Wildcat customers alike?
So here in Lawrence, our new store, we're really excited about the brand new store that we're going to be opening in that partnership that we have with KU Endowment. So be sure to check all of our progress out when you're driving around town. The Dillon's location at the crossings at KU, it's going to be fantastic. So we're really excited about that.
I hadn't heard about that. That's big time news.
It is big time news. And, the weather, we've had some delays there, but when you drive by, you'll start to see we've got things like the foundation board, the block around the side starting to outline the footprint of the store. So really excited. It's not going to be open for a few months now. We'll have some time. So later this fall, definitely look forward to all of the grand opening celebrations, but it can't come soon enough. We're so excited for a new store. That is exciting indeed. Almost as exciting as 202 all-time wins by Kansas in this series. You agree? Absolutely. We love to have fun and celebrate with our friends from KU.
You're such a good sport. I love the rivalry. It's a ton of fun. And one thing we can all agree on, Dillon's. An awesome sponsor and supporter of Kansas and Kansas State alike.
We love it. Absolutely.
You're so great, Sheila. Thanks so much for all you do for this rivalry and for Kansas athletics.
We appreciate you, too.
All right. Sheila Rieger joining us here on the Jayhawk Network. More pregame coming up, including our pregame player profile with the Kansas kid in the Sunflower Showdown on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
BMW of Topeka wants you to join the Jayhawks as they drive to the tournament. BMW of Topeka and Kansas Athletics are offering to send you and a guest to the first round games of the tournament at Kansas's location. Jayhawk tournament basketball, travel expenses, hotel accommodations, and a $500 Visa gift card. Visit kuathletics.com/drive to the tournament to enter for a chance to win. BMW of Topeka, 3030 South Kansas Avenue, proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
Are you thinking about tomorrow? Midco is, and your needs and goals are at the top of our mind. Whether you want to up your internet speed game or end buffering frustration, turn to Midco and turn on a better way to connect. You'll get a partner with a fiber network ready for today and ready to handle anything the future can bring. Go bigger, go higher, go beyond. Midco. Let's go.
And now an important message from our coaches' wives.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis,
988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support.
You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors
who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed.
There is hope.
You are not alone.
For 24/7 non-judgmental support,
call, text, or chat 988.
It's time now to hear from a Jayhawk player in the Midco Player Profile. Ready for the future? Midco is, and they can power home or business with multi-gig internet speeds. Explore more at midco.com.
Today on our pregame player profile, we catch up with Kansas veteran guard Zeke Mayo, a Kansas kid getting set to play in his first Dillon Sunflower Showdown. What was it like growing up in Lawrence, a KU basketball fan, watching this rivalry over the years? Obviously, when you were really young, Mizzou was still the top rival, and maybe some say still is, but this is the team you play every year in the league. So what were your memories as a kid growing up, and is there a favorite example of a Sunflower Showdown that comes to mind?
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up here, obviously, you hate to see the color purple around town. But no, I mean, it's just two great teams going at it. Obviously, KU has the upper hand within the history, but a game that I can recall is most recent is Ochai and their comeback a few years ago down in Manhattan. I mean, it was an incredible game from wire to wire. So obviously looking to have another great game here at home and then obviously play them down there as well.
It's a great memory, and that was right after Coach's dad had passed away. They really needed that win, and he stepped up and hit that baseline shot. Yeah, it's a play that's probably not talked about as much because they went on to win the national championship, but that's a huge moment in this series.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely propelled them to an extremely big win on the road. I mean, we've had our struggles on the road, obviously, so to get one down there at that moment for Coach Self obviously was huge.
And you fast forward 3 years, and suddenly you're in that Ochai role. You're the guy that might have the ball in your hands in a crunch time situation. Is that at all surreal on any level as the season's gone on and you've taken on a bigger and bigger piece of the pie here? You ever pinch yourself and say, man, I'm one of the lead dogs at Kansas?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just something I didn't really come here and expect, that kind of role. Obviously, we have a great All-American in Hunt and then a great point guard in DeJuan and then many other scorers on the team. But it's just something I've worked on in my career, propelled myself to become, I wouldn't say necessarily an alpha, but that guy who can go get a bucket when we need one.
Clearly, you were the main offensive threat on Wednesday in Ames, and anybody watching was saying, man, we got to get this guy some more help right now because he's the main source. There's talent up and down this roster to provide that. So as this club continues to try to find its offensive identity, who is your best guess on where that could come from to have a consistent punch along with you beyond Hunter Dickinson?
Yeah, I think, there's many guys that can step up in that role. One guy that for sure can do it, is AJ Storr. He's an incredible talent, big physical guard, and he can honestly play the floor as well and stretch the floor for us. So we expect him to, come along very, very soon. He's been doing great in practice, obviously getting a lot more minutes. So, it's just something that he does. He's a natural scorer. So I wouldn't be surprised if his game, propels here within the next couple of weeks.
And tell me an early glimpse at more minutes of Flory alongside Hunt after the shoulder injury to KJ. We've seen some flashes of this going back to the West Virginia game when they really performed well as a tandem. What's your confidence level if we get a lot of that going forward?
Yeah, it's huge. It gives Flory, that experience of being on the floor with, whether it's 4 other guards or also playing alongside Hunt. It gives us an inside presence that some of us aren't used to playing with. We have a guy that can block shots and super athletic and run the floor. Very, very good lob threat. So, it'll be good for him just to get that experience. And then obviously, if KJ is out, whatever, he's going to be the guy to step up. So, we're looking forward to him and the way that he can impact the game.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about Kansas State. The old cliche, you throw out the records when rivals get together, and it really is true in this case because while they've struggled their last 4 games, they always get up for Kansas. And there's clearly talent on this roster too. Coleman Hawkins, obviously, Gesson's having a great season. Tell me what's jumped out as you've studied them these last couple of days and the challenges you think they'll present.
They're a scrappy team. They're very physical. They've got an inside presence almost like we have. So their bigs are talented. Their guards are talented. They got some shooters on the floor as well. So they're going to be a tough team to defend, and they run their actions. They execute very, very well. And then obviously Jerome Tang has done a great job in the recent years with that crew down there. So, it'll be a challenge for us for sure.
Biggest keys for a Kansas win?
I think we just need to execute on offense, continue to do what we've been doing on defense. We've shown that we can, hold teams to a very few amount of points. So, I think for us, it's just about staying connected, executing, and then just playing hard and being aggressive.
Always love seeing the local guys shine in the Sunflower Showdown. We hope that's the case today. Zeke, thanks for representing us so well, and best of luck to you today.
I appreciate it.
That's Zeke Mayo. More pregame coming up on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Kansas Insurance Commissioner Vicki Schmidt. Success on game day starts with doing your homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Insurance Department. Whether you are just coming off the bench or are a seasoned pro, smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com. That's smartinvestks.com.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today. Proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
Time to hear from the head coach himself. Part 1 of our pregame visit with Bill Self is presented by LMH Health. Visit lmh.org.
Well, Coach, another Dillon Sunflower Showdown in the fog today, KU and K-State. Before we dive into the Wildcats, quick turnaround after the loss up in Ames. How did the guys respond the last couple of days, especially after hearing that they'll be without KJ today?
Yeah, we found out yesterday that we'd be without KJ for a period of time. We don't know exactly how long that is, but knowing him and how bad he wants to be out there, it'll be less than whatever they predict, I would think. But still, yeah, he's out for an extended period of time. We don't know if that's 3 games, 4 games, or whatever it is, 5 games. But, you know, he wanted to be out there so bad the other day that he tried to come back and just couldn't do it. And we're not going to risk it. We'd much rather have him full speed when it counts the most. And obviously, it gives some other guys an opportunity to step up in his absence that hopefully will make us a lot better whenever KJ does come back.
There's not one clear answer. There could be a variety of guys that seize this opportunity and make the most of it. Tell me what you'd like to see from some of those candidates and filling a void, not just from a personnel standpoint, but the energy he brings.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the hard thing to match. There's been times where KJ didn't play with that consistent energy. I think he went through a little bit of a dry spell, so to speak, in 2 or 3 games. But, hey, the last 4 games, there's no doubt he's been our best player, making so many plays with the ball, without the ball, effort standpoint. And what he did against Iowa State, even though the results weren't as good as what we had hoped for, his effort and defensive things that he did was just tremendous. So we'll miss that. It'll be interesting to see. I think that Juan and Hunt can provide a lot of that in Shaq, to be honest. I think Shaq needs to play like who he is, and that is just a pit bull, a dog. And Juan's got to get some things going a little bit more aggressively than we did against Iowa State, and Hunter definitely so. So a lot falls on them. The other guys, their personalities, all can bring different things that are very valuable, and Flory can do some things, and AJ and Rylan and Rakis may get more of an opportunity now, but I really think those other 4 starters, including Zeke, most of it's going to be on their shoulders to get that energy level, because it's contagious, and when they play with it, I think everybody else will follow suit.
And you'll try a couple of different things, not just with the starting lineup, obviously, but who could come in, whether it's AJ or whatever. For him to maximize the opportunity, what would that look like?
Well, he needs to be a good screener. He needs to be a good ball mover. He needs to score when opportunities present themselves. But he's not doesn't need to be a ball holder and everybody watch play. And he's trying really to become more of the things that we want him to become, and he's getting better at it, but he can improve in some areas. But I think the biggest thing is from a defensive and rebounding standpoint. I mean, can he be a lockdown defender? Can he play up under a 6'9" guy that he has more quickness and strength? Can he take away the initial shot on the catch and still be strong enough and quick enough that he can't go by him off the bounce? I think that he's more than capable of doing all those things, and so he'll play a big role today.
And Flory obviously showed a lot of great flashes of late, 4 more blocks on Wednesday. What's the key to tapping into that athleticism and potential without getting into foul trouble so that he can be available for you?
Well, I think the biggest key with Flory, play every possession. I mean, he's been a little bit hot and cold. When he's turned up and playing the possessions the way he's capable of, he can impact the game in a lot of ways. And then, he can also take some possessions where he doesn't play that way. So I think it's just consistent energy. He tries hard, but this is a different level of try hard than probably what he's ever had to do. So just consistent energy. I mean, can he hedge the ball screen on the same boards and get back? And the answer is heck yes he can. But we don't do that kind of stuff consistently. I mean, it has to be an all day, every minute thing that you do it and develop those good habits. And we're inconsistent on some of that right now, but this is a great opportunity for him to show out.
No doubt. We'll talk about the Wildcats when we come back on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Meritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Meritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Meritrust location today or visit meritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Get ready for more with head coach Bill Self. Once again, here's Brian Haney.
We continue our pregame conversation with head coach Bill Self and dive deeper into Kansas State. They won their first Big 12 game versus Cincinnati, but 4 losses since, and they've labored to score a little bit in those. But clearly there's a lot of talented personnel here to work with. So in studying the Cats these last couple of days, what have you noticed, and what are the biggest keys against them?
I like their talent. I think that they have been inconsistent shooting the basketball, much like us. I think that their potential as a unit is well ahead of them, just like us. I think that they could give anybody they play problems because they can play skilled people on the perimeter that are 6'9", 6'10", and it forces guys to guard differently in ways that maybe their personnel isn't as equipped to do so. So, obviously getting to their shooters, and they've been inconsistent, but they can all shoot, and they can score the ball. They've been solid defensively without question. I think they're better than the record, and I would think they'll come in here and play with house money, and so we need to be turned up.
Getting to the shooters, I'm sure getting to more 50-50 balls. How about some further keys for Kansas?
I'd say guarding, our bigs matching up, guarding their bigs. Ball screen defense. How do you guard a ball screen, and how do you get back to Hawkins or whoever? I think that's going to be a big key to us defensively, and being connected. And then they're a good offensive rebounding team. Those two especially go after the ball, Nagesson and obviously Hawkins. So we got to do a great job on the glass.
All right, should be a great atmosphere, Coach. Best of luck to you today.
Thanks.
That's head coach Bill Self. More pregame coming up on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Out of the Fieldhouse, the Dillon Sunflower Showdown, about 10 minutes away. It's time for the game plan, brought to you by the Kansas Department of Insurance, who reminds you to make a game plan at smartinvestks.com.
Big key today for me is locating Coleman Hawkins and Brendan Housen. I mean, he's a guy that can really hurt you. And if you can take Coleman Hawkins away, he's a great facilitator. Not having the kind of season that I think K-State fans hope, but he does fill the stat sheet. And so he's a guy that can shoot it, but can also put it on the ground, and he kind of looks to pass. So be patient on defense, and then you got to find Housen. I mean, when he's open, he can really shoot the ball, so don't give him any clean looks.
Housen at 40% from three. The team as a whole at 34%, but capable of much, much more. You hope today's not the day they get hot, as Greg alluded to. The starting lineups coming your way next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. One pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just one pill can kill.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back and live here in Allen Fieldhouse for the Dillon Sunflower Showdown as the Kansas State Wildcats come to Allen at 7-9, 1-4 in the conference. They get it started with Michigan transfer Doug McDaniel, along with Max Jones, David Gasson, Coleman Hawkins, and the Villanova transfer we talked about in the pregame who could really hurt you from the three-point line, Brendan Housen. The Jayhawks having to come up with a different starting lineup as the injury to KJ Adams has warranted a start by Flory Badunga. Flashes all year, athleticism, needs to learn to play without fouling because he will get extended minutes this afternoon. Shaquille Moore and DeJuan Harris at the point, Hunter Dickinson in the middle, and the ever-elusive two-guard Zeke Mayo, a Kansan who knows a lot about the Dillon Sunflower Showdown.
Some wondered if A.J. Storr might get that starting spot. Bill electing to go with Flory, who's looked really good side-by-side with Dickinson going back to the comeback versus West Virginia. But when do you expect to see A.J. get his chance? Because of late it's been at the under 8 media timeout. That certainly won't be the case today.
He's going to move up the ranks, obviously, with one less guy. Bill's still going to probably only play 7 or 8 guys, so he's going to get inputted quicker into the lineup along with Rylan Griffin and play more minutes. So hopefully they both, we kind of put them together, Rylan and AJ, but they're different kinds of players. But what they need to do is come out and just play within themselves, not try to do too much. Don't just take a shot because you're kind of open. Be patient and get into the offense, make a few defensive plays, and then get it going. But coming out and just forcing thing ain't going to work. This has been the Delta Dental Jayhawks Shoot-Around. The opening tip is next, right here on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
When a KU versus K-State rivalry game begins, emotions run high, legends are created, school pride hangs in the balance, memories that last a lifetime will be made, because each game is the most important game in history, at least until the next one. Get in the game with your chance to win up to $50,000. The Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery. See kslottery.com for details.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
The Dillon Sunflower Showdown returns to the Fog today as 9th-ranked Kansas plays host to the recently reeling K-State Wildcats. The Cats have dropped 4 in a row coming in, but the Jayhawks are also coming off a loss, a midweek setback at Iowa State in which Zeke Mayo and company fought hard, but ultimately came up short, the second-ranked Cyclone.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, Mayo to beat the buzzer. Got it! What a shot! And he shushes the crowd. Zeke Mayo, another triple. Wyman wants a 3. He'll get a 3. A high arcing moonball falls. Mayo a deep 3. He drilled it. Zeke Mayo again. A third 3 for Mayo.
Adding injury to insult, KJ Adams suffered a separated shoulder in that game and is currently week to week, meaning he'll miss today's clash with the Cats. KU leads the all-time series with K-State 202-96, and those 202 wins are the most by any one team over another in NCAA history. The Hawks will try to tack on another one today, and the opening tip-off is next on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to wave the wheat.
Here comes Kansas. Right hand layup, good. A magic act defensively.
It's game time.
Right hand layup, good. And KU goes up 4. Drives right side, lobs up, and he throws it down hard. A 2-hand jammer. Will he get it off? He does. He missed it. He missed it. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
Live play play-by-play action of Jayhawk basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery. Download the Play On app and dream bigger. Kansas's 988 hotline, a suicide and crisis lifeline. Call 988-WENDYS, the official hamburger of Kansas Athletics. And by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health.
Oh my goodness! A two-hand throwdown! He went coast to coast with a posterizing jam.
Now, let's go live courtside alongside Greg Gurley. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
Back in live inside the Fog, 15,300 packed to the gills right now. A crimson and blue light show all across the stands as the Jayhawks break huddle in their home whites, blue numerals, crimson trim, an Adidas school. K-State in their Nike purple uniforms, white block lettering reading K-State across the chest, white numerals, and some flashy cat or tiger striped purple across the side of the jersey there. Our officials for today's game, Jeffrey Anderson, Antonio Petty, and Chance Moore. We referenced no Wildcat wins in this building since 2006. It's been 8 straight for the Jayhawks here in the Fog, 18 straight that is. They'll try to make it 19 in a row here today. Tossing the tap, won by the Wildcats as Gasson batted it into the backcourt, corralled by Doug McDaniel of the Cats.
Hey, look at the matchups right now. You got Flory on Coleman Hawkins to start.
McDaniel collects a pass on the right wing, kicks out to Coleman Hawkins, who fakes on a three. KU switching on every screen. They throw in the corner, unguarded and missing on a three is Gasson, and the rebound to Kansas.
Yeah, got a good look from the corner, but missed badly off the glass by Gasson.
He shoots him at 33% and was wide open, as Greg mentioned. Kansas with the ball for the first time. Scoreless tie just underway in a Dillon Sunflower showdown. Harris weaving through traffic. Little floater on the run. Misses short. Rebound Flory Bidunga. He'll kick it out. Zeke wants a three. He'll get a three. Zeke Mayo from straight on. And KU starts this party with a bang.
Instant impact by Flory Bidunga. Offensive rebound. Doesn't try to do too much and finds the shooter. Zeke makes him pay.
McDaniel with the rock. They go inside. Promptly kick it back out to Hawkins for three. It misses. Rebound tipped about. K-State's got it. Offensive rebound for the Cats.
Watch Zeke Mayo chasing Housen around. Cannot give him any looks.
They pass inside to Gasson, and a travel before a shot that was good.
And the reason he traveled was Zeke Mayo in the right place. He was shadowing Housen, saw the dump down, left his man, and forced the travel.
Nice play defensively for Kansas, and here come the Jayhawks leading at 3-0 with Shaq Moore to walk it up. His pass was nearly tipped loose by McDaniel, but Harris able to corral it. Right-hand push pass finds Dickinson, who hands off to Mayo. Rolling off the screen. Couldn't get off the shot. Has to throw inside. Dickinson back it down on Hawkins. Spins and scores. Took him to school on the drop step from the right block.
And that's where I think we can really exploit this Kansas State team. Coleman Hawkins, their biggest guy, but he's really not a 5-man defender. Hunter should have a field day.
On the other end, three-pointer missing, this time from Max Jones. It's been 3 chucks from deep and 3 clanks for the Cats. Here's a lob to Flory, deep catch, puts it on the deck, muscles it up, gets it to go. 7-0 Kansas. Timeout, Coach Tang.
That's how you want to start a ball game. Flory Bidunga gets a nice pass from Shaq. Patient move. Kansas now 3 of 4 from the field, up 7-0, only 2 minutes in.
Flory gets a nice pass from Shaq, and then he gets a nice chest bump from KJ Adams as soon as he comes off the floor. You love to see that, and you know KJ is going to be a vocal leader even from the bench, whether it's a 1 or 2 week absence. He'll find a way to keep impacting his team.
Well, he's going to bring energy, whether he's on the bench or on the floor. You're exactly right, but what a great start by these Jayhawks.
Indeed, we get a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. 7-0 Kansas in front. The Jayhawks have opened 3 for 4 from the field. The Cats 0 for 3. And everything that Bill Self was asking for in terms of striking first, bringing the energy out the gate, hedging on the ball screen, showing intensity on the glass. It's all showing up here early.
And I like that first move by Hunter Dickinson. He had Coleman Hawkins on his back, made a nice, patient move, got to the baseline around him, and like I said a minute ago, attacked the paint, especially with Flory in the game. Coleman Hawkins is their last line of defense, and he's more of a perimeter player.
Doug McDaniel, a former Michigan star, to bring it up the floor. Hunter Dickinson flashes high, looking at him, has to back off. A couple former Wolverines. Hawkins fakes on a three, throws off to Hausen. He's yet to launch one. He's their best shooter. They hand it off. Jones trying to drive on Zeke, leans in, throws up a wild one and misses. Rebound tipped about. K-State's got it. Hausen for three. In and out, no good. Rebound Dickinson. Up the floor, Harris for KU, leading by 7. Shaquille Moore receives a pass on the right wing, weaves around a cat, leans in, bumped offline and fouled. Boy, Hausen got 98% ball, but just a little bit of wrist, and Shaq Moore will get 2 free throws.
Might have got him with the body. Kansas dodges the bullet on the other end. Hausen got a clean look after the offensive rebound, but still getting shut out here in the first 3 minutes. Shaquille can make this a 9-point game with a couple of free throws.
Bill Self likened Moore to a pit bull. Says he's got that dog in him. We want him to play like a pit bull and attack on both ends. Free throw good for Shaq Moore.
He's so steady. He's got such a wide base. He's strong. He's patient. He's got a coach's mentality. He's a pass-first guy, but he can shock you with his athleticism, as we saw that dunk against Arizona State and then the alley-oop at Cincinnati.
Second free throw misses, just his second miss as a Jayhawk. He's now 6 of 8 in his 5th start in a Kansas uniform. 8-0 KU. Cats with the basketball from left to right. McDaniel blowing by Zeke. High arcing shot off the window pane, misses. Rebound Hunter Dickinson. Here comes Kansas with Harris down the right sideline. DeJuan, little stop and go, trying to lean in and find Floyd. Bidunga backing down, out to Juan. Thought about a three and didn't pull the trigger.
We got a mismatch over here with Jones on Hunter.
Left side Mayo, off balance three, buried! Zeke Mayo from the corner. He's got 2 early triples.
Yeah, Hunter with a patient play again. The double team came. Zeke faded to the corner, got a clean look, 2 for 2.
11-0 Kansas. Coleman Hawkins on the left wing, spots up for 3, misses. Rebound Shaq Moore. K-State is opened 0 for 7. Here comes Kansas. Dickinson on the left wing. Tried to go backdoor to Harris. Now Juan to drive. Cut off on the left short corner. Lobs to Zeke. He'll try another 3. Got it again. Zeke Mayo on fire. Timeout K-State again. And the Lawrence native roaring to the rooftops in his first Sunflower Showdown.
Couldn't have scripted it any better after the loss on Wednesday. A perfect 4 minutes of basketball. K-State's had to burn 2 timeouts before the under-16 timeout. Zeke Mayo on fire. Now 3 of 3, all behind the arc. 14-0 here in the Dillon's Sunflower Showdown.
Lance Leipold watching would like that 14-0 score. Can we get that same thing next fall here
Let's
against
do
these
it.
guys? 14-0 Kansas. A second timeout in the first 4 minutes for Jerome Tang.
First half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
16 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-0 Jayhawks on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Tammy Peterman, president of the Kansas City Division of the University of Kansas Health System. We are proud the University of Kansas Hospital is still the best hospital in Kansas and Kansas City, according to U.S. News & World Report, the only hospital to ever receive this recognition. We are also the only hospital in the region to have any medical and surgical adult specialties ranked among the top 50 nationwide, with 6 nationally ranked specialties. Now and always, we are here for you. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com/stillthebest.
When a KU versus K-State rivalry game begins, emotions run high, legends are created, school pride hangs in the balance, memories that last a lifetime will be made, because each game is the most important game in history, at least until the next one. Get in the game with your chance to win up to $50,000. The Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery. See kslottery.com for details.
Flex Premium Athleisure is softness that plays hard. From the couch to the gym to the office and beyond, Flex gives you premium comfort and style that keeps up with anything without costing everything. Now take an extra 15% off Flex at Kohl's. Whether you're chasing the ball or chasing the kids, life's a workout. Flex with it exclusively at Kohl's. 15% off valid through January 20th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Christian Brown of the Denver Nuggets, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. A standing ovation at midcourt right now as Ray Bashar, the winningest coach in the history of Kansas volleyball, being recognized. He recently retired after a Hall of Fame career here, and he's out there on the floor with his children and grandchildren, and getting a fitting round of applause from 15,300 after a legendary Jayhawk career.
Oh, what an institution here for so many years. Great friend of ours. And he's going to be tough to be replaced. He is Kansas volleyball, and so great family. Have known Ashley and Brennan and Ray and Pam forever, and love the standing ovation here for Ray right now. Well deserved.
Yesterday, big news across Jayhawk Nation as Travis Goff able to land Matt Ulmer as the 7th head coach in KU volleyball history. He comes over after a tremendous career at Oregon. Head coach there from 2017 until recently. He signs a 6-year contract, and so it appears Goff has now gone 5 for 5 on head coaching hires. But I'll tell you, as pumped as we are about Ulmer, today's about that man, Ray Bashard, and the absolute legendary legacy he leaves behind.
No, he's been so good for us, and just the building they got. But it's such a great venue. Ray had a ton to do with that, and he's just, again, been an institution here for so many years.
27 seasons for Ray Bashard. 2015 Final Four, a Big 12 championship. A year later, he was fabulous.
So they changed things up a little bit. Leave Doug McDaniel and to bring in Castillo to go against Kansas's 2-point guards.
Looking for any kind of spark they can get is Jerome Tang right now as his team's down 14-0. Shot clock under 10. McDaniel hooks the pass to Coleman Hawkins. Left side, they'll sling it. Jones, a long deuce. He hit it. This is one of two Joneses that'll log extended minutes. C.J. Jones coming off the bench and giving them their first hoop.
Castillo's in the game. He's a guy that Kansas recruited. Kansas State got him, and he's starting to get a few more minutes.
McDaniel pokes the ball loose from DeJuan Harris.
So that was a good possession for them. They worked the ball around. Didn't have a lot going, but they set a screen, made the extra pass, and Kansas was scrambling. So got to limit their looks.
Mayo with 3 early threes, weaves around Dickinson, brings it back out to the top of the circle. Now Hunter looking to hand off the wand, rolls off a screen. Here comes Harris. His pass goes through the hands of Dickinson. Flory's got it though. He pivoted but traveled on a little pirouette move to try to split 2 Wildcats and bank it in. Bucket went in but will not count because of the travel.
And I thought they might give him that bucket because he kind of was fumbling the ball, but as I watched the replay, clearly a travel. He had a hold of it.
Sviatoslav Mikhailuk would have gotten that call in this game, but maybe not Flory. Jones gets away with a carry, handing it off here to Castillo on the tail feather of the Jayhawk. 14-2, Kansas in front. 14:45 to play.
And that's what they like to do, get Coleman Hawkins and Hunter Dickinson away from the basket.
Jones, a corner 3 is an air ball. DeJuan Harris on the weak side has it land in his lap.
You're going to hear that for a while.
Dickinson on the other end, a lob to Flory, broke it up from behind by Jones, and a late whistle. Wow. A foul on Kansas State.
I think it was on Castillo on the outside, but there can be mismatches out there when you're playing Hunter and Flory, and here comes the duo that we need to be dynamic. A.J. Storr and Rylan Griffin check in for Shaq and Flory. Really good minutes by both of those guys, and now the bench needs to produce.
Foul was on Jones, his first. I like how you phrased that. The duo that needs to be dynamic. They haven't earned the title dynamic duo yet, but maybe they come alive these next couple of weeks. Harris, a driving left-hand layup is good. The flip from the hip falls. 16-2 Kansas.
That's the action that Bill Self likes. DeJuan Harris coming off the screen, and as he curls around, got a couple options. Just finished it himself that time. There's AJ getting posted up by Coleman Hawkins, and he went to town. And that's going to be the mismatch on the other end, where who's going to guard Coleman Hawkins in the post?
The 6'10 wing banks it in over Storr. 16-4 KU. Mayo tried a no-look shovel pass to Dickinson. It was batted out of bounds by a Wildcat and will stay with KU.
Easier said than done, but you want to throw that ball up. When you throw it at the waist of a 7'2" guy, that allows everyone else to get their hands on it. Now, Hunter's not exactly a guy that's going to jump up and catch an alley-oop and throw it down, but throw it up high.
Mayo, can he get a 4-3? No, this one misses short. Rebound tipped about. AJ dives to the floor for the loose ball and a tie-up.
And look,
we'll give it to Kansas.
Look at the entire bench applauding. Those are the little things I keep talking about. AJ Storr, there was 4 purple jerseys around the ball. He got in there, got on the ground, and forced that jump ball. And our coaches and our players all recognize it. You know, he's wounded right now. I mean, he's a guy mentally wounded, and he needs some confidence. And a play like that can really get him going. And now he doesn't need to just take the first shot that he sees. Continue to make plays.
DeJuan Harris between the rings. Screen comes from AJ. That was something Bill Self said he needed to do. Be more of a screener. Now he'll get a shot. Now he'll hit a shot.
There you go.
Here comes AJ Storr.
Yeah, they got him post up with Doug McDaniel, and there's a mismatch on the other end. Patient move, couple dribbles, hit the 12-footer. Great start by AJ.
18-4 Kansas. Jones dribbling out front. Finds McDaniel. Jones in the left corner. In and out, no good. That was Max Jones on the miss. Rebound Dickinson. Harris through traffic all the way inside. A lob. AJ, a slam. Wando on the feed. Storr on the left-handed throwdown.
Ball handling by DeJuan Harris. Had a few purple jerseys behind him. Almost a steal there. But he weaves around, finds AJ Storr. Back-to-back buckets for Storr.
20-4 Kansas. 12:45 to go. C.J. Jones still here in the air ball taunt. There's a ball fumbled out of bounds by Coleman Hawkins. They say a Jayhawk touched it last. Well, good start for DeJuan Harris here today. Bill Self said in the pregame interview he needs to be more aggressive, needs to be stronger with the ball. We're seeing that here early compared to Wednesday and Ames.
Yeah, I mean, he's the quarterback, and he got around, and he's always looking to make plays for others. He's made a couple himself at the rim, but that time found AJ in transition.
He comes off the floor. Shaq Moore back in. K-State with the ball. Castillo, right corner. McDaniel crossing over, and a shot clock violation. They will not get off the shot, and I don't think Doug McDaniel had any idea they were inside of 5 seconds.
No, he took a retreating dribble. They had no idea, and that's what Jerome Tang and his staff have been frustrated with. You have a point guard on the floor they have to recognize.
Bill Raftery saying on our pregame show with David Lawrence, he's not sure K-State has a true point guard. Mayo dribbles to the free throw line, steps back, launches, misses, rebound, Wildcats and Coleman Hawkins, who have the box out on flooring. 16-point KU lead, Cats with the ball, 12-10 to go in the first half. McDaniel crosses over, teardrop floater is good. Beautiful move by the former Wolverine.
They didn't use the screen, and Flory kind of cheated a little bit, and that allowed an open look for McDaniel.
AJ gets a screen from Flory, little stop and go, pulls up from 15, misses. Flory tries to tip it to himself, but K-State comes away with it with Max Jones. Up the floor, Coleman Hawkins hooks a pass to C.J. Jones, and they lay it in. Cats had numbers and capitalized that time.
Yeah, Flory almost got that offensive rebound, but that gave them numbers, and they got an easy one.
Moore through traffic, drives in and kicks back towards Zeke on the wing. Jerome Tang coaching up a storm in front of the K-State bench. Mayo has it poked from behind, goes out of bounds, and this will stay with Kansas as we get a timeout on the floor. So the Cats showing some signs of life, but KU still comfortably in front by 12.
Yeah, K-State digging back in a little bit. It's hard to keep up that energy where they started out 14-0, but still playing from out front with the ball. Listen up, Jayhawk fans, on game days. Stop by Wendy's and buy one Baconator and get a second Baconator for just $1. And let's all cheer for Bacon Big Plays all season long. Wendy's, the official hamburger, Kansas Athletics.
20-8, Kansas in front, 11:22 to go here in the first half. Again, it's the Dillon's Sunflower Showdown. For 15 years, Dillon's has been the presenting sponsor of one of the oldest rivalries in all of college sports. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
BMW of Topeka wants you to join the Jayhawks as they drive to the tournament. BMW of Topeka and Kansas Athletics are offering to send you and a guest to the first round games of the tournament at Kansas's location. Jayhawk tournament basketball, travel expenses, hotel accommodations, and a $500 Visa gift card. Visit kuathletics.com/drive to the tournament to enter for a chance to win. BMW of Topeka, 3030 South Kansas Avenue, proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today, proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Ameritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Ameritrust location today or visit ameritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
20-8 Kansas. Jayhawks raced out to an early 14-0 lead, causing Jerome Tang to take 2 timeouts before the under 16-minute timeout. The 16-minute mark is when the second timeout came. You and I were talking about that in all of our years of working together and on other networks and previous stints when you were with Bob and Max and all the guys. I don't think I've ever seen 2 opponent timeouts before the 16-minute media timeout.
Yeah, I mean, Jerome Tang, I can't think of one, but, Jerome Tang been around this building a long time assistant for Scott Drew at Baylor, so he's seen what can happen, and, 14-0 can turn into 28-4 real fast, and they've done a nice job getting 8 on the board, but Kansas still playing with a double-digit lead, need to build on that and keep up the pressure.
KU gets it in. Dickinson misses from 8 feet. Rebound, Flory. Wow, wild miss off the glass, but a long rebound to Ryland. It was such a hard miss that it came 20 feet away from the rim. Here's Storr. He dials up a 3. Missed it short. Rebound tipped about, and K-State's got it with Max Jones. How would you describe the jump hook of Flory on the next dead ball? C.J. Jones missing on a 3. Flory's got the rebound. Now Flory's going to bring it up the floor.
Give this
up. Oh, boy. He dives. It goes out of bounds off K-State, and Flory a little sped up right now.
From the minute he put the ball on the floor, we both were just like, give it up, give it up, give it up. And luckily for Kansas, they were able to retain possession on the out of bounds.
And the jump hook.
Well, the jump hook was within, 3 big bodies kind of hitting on him, and he just needs to be patient, get a good base, and go up and try to dunk it because it was a wild attempt.
Threw it about 100 miles an hour off the backboard and rim.
Well, he just figures if it's on the rim, I got a better chance of getting it back.
He stays in. AJ and Ryland come out. 20-8, Kansas. Zeke, who's been the spark again here today, gets it inside to Hunt, turns with the left hand and rattles it home. The jump hook is good from 8 feet left baseline. KU by 14.
He had Hawkins on him, and Gassan was kind of waiting to double, and he never came, so that allowed Hunter an easy look from 8 feet.
22-8, Kansas. The 5 on the floor are the original starting 5 for KU. Hawkins steps back, a fading 17-footer is drilled, and the prized NIL acquisition hits a big bucket right there to cut it to 12.
That's just good offense beating good defense.
Hawkins is open 2 of 4. Moore airballs on a three from the corner. Rebound McDaniel of the Wildcats. Up the floor, Housen, transition three. Misses with a thud. Rebound Zeke Mayo of Kansas. Mayo will push. He'll go the full 94 feet. Right-hand runner, good. And from baseline to baseline, Zeke Mayo delivers.
You're exactly right. A full 94 feet, dead corner. Nobody picked the ball up, and Zeke just got all the way to the rim for an uncontested layup.
He missed 2 layups in Ames on a night when he was KU's only offense. He made sure to hit that one. How about Mayo? 11 points already. Kansas leads 24-10. Inside Gasson, blocked by Flory, but a foul is called, and Bidunga will be ticketed for his first, beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's just his first, but that's something, because the amount of minutes that Flory has played, he's been prone to getting into foul trouble. He did a nice job on that. There was a little body, but man, he got the block clean.
Of course, Kansas in the first half on Wednesday was dealing with both Dickinson and Bidunga in foul trouble.
And KJ.
And then KJ came later as he had to guard the 5 and picked up his second early. First free throw misses from Gasson. Gasson, a former Virginia Tech player who only averaged about 4 points and 3 boards in his last season as a Hokie. He's having a great year as a Wildcat in his second season in Manhattan. Hits the second of 2 for their leading scorer. And they're laboring to score when their leading scorer only averages 12.5 a game. 24-11 Kansas. A lob to Hunter. Deep catch. Triple team on the catch. He brings it down low, and what's the call?
I think Jones was standing out of bounds when he touched the ball, so it's going to be Kansas ball, not a foul. But when he caught the ball in that left block, there were 3 jerseys around him, and Hunter was getting ready to throw it to the corner. Zeke Mayo was spotting up, but out of bounds. Trying to get it up top to AJ, and good defense by K-State.
Harris cuts across the paint, throws out to Moore. Shaq dribbles in, finds Hunt, keeps it high, but misses from 4 feet. Left lane area, and the rebound of the Wildcats, who trail by 13. Hawkins up the floor. McDaniel a lob, and a 2-hand touch shot is good for David Gasson, and the Cats clawing closer, 24-13. Harris fakes on a 3. He'll drive instead. Turns and kicks back to Moore. They feed it into Hunter. Turns, shoots, misses. Too strong off the heel. Good look for Dickinson, but he's opened a little bit cooler, now 2 of 5.
And those are back-to-back good looks, and there's a bucket on the other and a quick hitter by Gasson on the drop down, and got it back into single digits at the 8:19 mark. Kansas 24-15. Jerome Pang is hot about something. He's all over these officials. I think he wanted to travel on Shaquille Moore a couple possessions ago.
Bill Self with a quick hook for someone as he got Raquise Passmore in there.
Probably going to be AJ.
He made a thumbs-up gesture in not a positive way, but throwing it over his shoulder as if to say, get out, get out, get out. So we'll let you know exactly who, but you may be right, partner.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas is proud to be the trusted choice of more Kansans than anyone else. Shop Blue Kansas. Visit bcbsks.com.
And the Kansas Department of Insurance reminds you to make a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com to learn more. The Wildcats have hit 5 of their last 7 shots. Meanwhile, KU just 2 for their last 10. Consequently, a Jayhawk lead that at one point was up to 16 has been trimmed to 9. 8:19 to go in the half. 24-15 Kansas on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. 1 pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just 1 pill can kill.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Take a look around and you'll notice something extraordinary. Look at your community, your state, and even farther. 2, 1, liftoff. Jayhawks are there. On our 5 campuses across Kansas, we learn to be your doctors, teachers, researchers, champions. At the University of Kansas, we study the past to reshape our future, create jobs for a healthier economy, and discover the advancements that enrich our world. Jayhawks make it happen, one rock chalk at a time.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Landon Lucas, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
The Wildcats on a little bit of a run right now, clawed back to within 9. Bill Self with several swap outs during that timeout. Rylan Griffin and Raquise Passmore both check in. You were right, A.J. Storr does come out. You're 5 on the floor. Griffin, Passmore, Dickinson, Mayo, and Harris. So Shaquille Moore also coming off for Kansas.
Yeah, K-State getting back into it, but they really struggled beyond the arc. 0 for 9. Was that not a kick? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was an obvious kick ball by Coleman Hawkins, and Chance Moore, who was 40 feet away, had to whistle it.
Because everybody stopped, including K-State, and no one blew the whistle until the ball had bounced all the way past half court. Would have been a layup by K-State if not for Chance on the right ball.
Harris steps into a 3. Got it to go. DeJuan Harris from straight on, and the KU lead is 12.
We know as well as anybody when DeJuan Harris has it going offensively, this is a tough Kansas team to beat.
He extends the lead to a dozen with 7:45 to go in the half. Harris is open today, 2 for 3, 5 points. McDaniel, an NBA range 3, misses with a brick. Rebound Hunter Dickinson, who towered above Gasson. Here comes Kansas. Harris behind his back, hands off to Hunt. Dickinson dribbling it left side, finds Ryder Griffin, rolling off the screen. He kicks to Harris. He fakes on a 3. Crosses over, gets inside, and finds Dickinson. Left-hand layup, misses, but he tips in his own miss.
Takes away a surefire assist from DeJuan Harris, but regardless, the bucket is good. Kansas back by 14.
He looked like the former Longhorn Rice on the faked 3, where almost everything left the ground except his tippy toes. Remember Serge Jabari Rice?
That's right. He was a great shot faker. It was an illegal screen.
Indeed, it's going to go the other way on the Wildcats and Gasson. A turnover on the Cats, and that's another category we should talk about. After 17 turnovers on Wednesday by KU, just 1 here today.
Yeah, doing a nice job taking care of the ball. It's a lot easier when you're at home. Obviously, the crowd got to them, or I don't know what, on Wednesday night. Iowa State continuously gave us chances to get back into it, and we just never capitalized.
Yeah, the Clones were turning it over as well. But there was plenty of ISU pressure that frustrated Kansas. Dickinson falls to the ground to save a ball that went through his legs, and he throws it ahead to K-State. They're going to get a transition dunk. Jones flings it back to Gasson. Hunt trying to save it. Instead, started the break for the Cats.
Yeah, better off just sitting on that one and getting a 5-second call or a walk or something that led to the dunk on the other end.
Last time we'll talk about no turnovers, right?
Right.
Inside Dickinson, triple team comes, kicks to Harris, he wants another 3, this one misses, rebound tipped about, Passmore right back up and draws contact and a foul.
A month or so ago we talked about, he asked Bill Self, who gets more 50-50 balls in practice? And it was KJ Adams and Raquise Passmore. He was just right around the ball, got it, strong, took the foul, now maybe a couple free throws can get him going. And we figured Raquise was going to get some more quality minutes today, and he's paid dividends already.
You can't see it right now because he's wearing a white undershirt underneath his white Kansas jersey as the first free throw is good. But watching him in practice yesterday, it's noticeable how much he's built his upper body in the last 6 months working with Ramsey Nijum. Some guys make that leap bigger than others. I think he's doing it.
No question about it. He's so athletic, and his body's going to continue to get bigger. Ramsey's one of the best. We think he's the best. But comes to us from the Sacramento Kings after, 6-7 years ago, and he's just been so good for us.
Diggy Coit checks in for the first time. Second free throw misses by Passmore. In and out, no good. He's now 3 for 6 on his Kansas career from the free throw line. 13-point KU lead, 30-17 with just under 6 minutes to go in the half.
I like that Kansas has missed 12 shots. They've got 6 of those back, 6 offensive rebounds.
Coleman Hawkins wide open for 3, misses, rebound out to Coleman Hawkins on a tip out. He leans in, kicks back out, and K-State will set it up with a fresh 20 seconds. McDaniel trying to drive on Harris. Cut off, flings back to Hawkins. Passmore guarding him. The former Illini throws left side. McDaniel up, under, and missing on a circus shot that bounced twice on the rim but wouldn't go down. Here comes Kansas. Diggy open for 3. No, he missed it. Griffin with the offensive rebound.
He wanted to go right back up with it, but he kind of fumbled it mid-flight, pulls it back out. Another offensive rebound for Kansas.
Yeah, he tried to catch and shoot on the same jump and just couldn't secure it. Harris, a floater, misses. Rebound knocked out of bounds by K-State. That was a great look for Diggy, who is now 1 of 15 from 3 in league play. He's finding it difficult, I think, to shoot over Big 12 size and athleticism. At that time, he was wide open, just couldn't get it.
You know, part of that's true over Big 12 size, but he's had a lot of open looks, and we know how great of a shooter he is, and Bill's not going to hold him out. He's going to say, hey, keep shooting it. That's a perfect shot for him, just unable to connect. But another offensive rebound, albeit a team rebound, but Kansas with another opportunity.
30-17 KU. Bidunga collects on the left wing. Hands off to Harris. A running right-hand scoop is good.
Just abused. Castillo right there on the bounce. Got around him. And the freshman was taken to school by the 6th-year senior, DeJuan Harris.
32-17 Kansas. Harris with 7 here in the first half. Coleman Hawkins throws over his shoulder inside to Onyenso.
But there was good awareness. Diggy, Coit, and Flory were all over that.
Coleman Hawkins for 3 in the corner. It's good. Passmore got there late, and a corner pocket 3 pulls the Cats to within 12. 4:20 to go in the half. Passmore stumbles but keeps his dribble on one knee. Kicks back to Harris. DeJuan. Left side, Ryland Griffin. He'll drive. Find Passmore. Corner 3 launched and missed. Hit the rim twice. Rebound K-State.
Good pitch by Ryland Griffin. Turned the corner. Found a shooter in the corner and can't ask for much more than that.
32-20.
Here's a mismatch. Passmore on Coleman Hawkins.
Hawkins backing down, finds Jones between the rings. Back to Hawkins, wide open, and an easy dunk for Onyenso.
And that's got to be Diggy Coit. He was the weak side guy, hugging his man 3 passes away. When that double team comes, you got to get down to the paint and limit the looks. That was way too easy.
Onyenso, a Kentucky transfer at 7 feet, 250 pounds. Even if Diggy was there, I'm not sure he'd want to get in the way of that mismatch. Passmore, corner 3, in and out, no good. They got to shake up this group. Here comes K-State, only down 10, but 3 Jayhawks waiting to check in. Right hand layup, good. Timeout, Bill Self.
And that's, you go to the bench. Oh. Look at this lineup. And when you don't have Zeke, Shaq, Hunt on the floor, it's only DeJuan trying to run things. And that leaves Passmore open for 2 corner 3s and missed them both. And K-State able to hit them in transition.
Cats have cut it to 8. They've cut the deficit in half. What was a 20-4 Kansas lead at its biggest is now an 8-point ball game. And yes, Self was hoping to not have to take the time out, but he'd seen enough. 3 subs at least coming in after this break.
Yeah, he had to take it even though it's the under 4 to get those guys back in the ball game.
32-24 Kansas here in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown. The KU Bookstore is the official KU campus store since 1946. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
32-24, Kansas in front. 3:14 to go here in the first half. Wildcats on a 7-0 run. While we got a chance, I want to give a special shout-out to one of my former broadcast partners and dear friends, the guy that once hung 50 on Mizzou, believe it or not, now lives in Missouri with his lovely wife, Robin Stallworth. Bud Stallworth, a Kansas legend. His jersey number hangs to our left in the South Fieldhouse rafters. One of the all-time greats, and has the unique distinction of an on-court All-American and a first-team academic All-American. Happy birthday, Bud. Celebrating his 75th today, and he would love nothing more than a big Kansas win.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats. Miss you, Bud. Wish you were here. Happy birthday, big guy.
He married well. Robin is an absolute gem, and always fun getting together with those two. That's why he resides on the other side of the state line, but she's worth it, I promise you that.
A big 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Kansas has allowed Kansas State to hang around. Still a nice lead, but you want to really keep your foot on the gas and got the starters back in there, see if they can finish the half on an uptick.
Here's a lob. Hunter, deep catch, and contact before the catch, and a foul is going to go on Dickinson on a push-off. Well, I saw the separation, and sure enough, they get Hunt on the push. Second turnover on Dickinson.
Maybe he extended his arms. I don't know. That was right out of a timeout. We've seen that 100 times, and now K-State can dig back even more, down 8.
First foul on Hunt, just the second team foul. 2:48 to go in the half. Castillo, a lob, and a two-handed dunk thrown down by the former Kentucky Wildcat Onyenso. They've cut it to 6, has KSU.
They're now 11 for 15 from the two-point line.
Shaq, little floater, doesn't get there. Rebound tipped about, and Moore will save it for Kansas. Zeke's been quiet since the early threes. Inside Dickinson, little floater, good. Flory Bidunga found Hunt from 12 feet straight on.
He's missed a couple of those little runners, but knocks that one down, back up 8.
Dickinson had just 6 points on Wednesday. He's got 8 here today. 34-26 Kansas. Castillo, a deep three, misses. Rebound tipped about and out of bounds off K-State. Dickinson had inside position on Onyenso, but Onyenso reaching over the back knocks it out of bounds.
And again, K-State really struggling beyond the arc. They're 1 of 13, but when you look at 11 for 15 from inside the arc, and so Kansas needs to obviously continue to play well beyond the arc, but allowing too much penetration. They're getting dunks and layups.
KU is 4 of 11 from 3, but 3 of those coming from Zeke Mayo. Here's a reach in on the Cats. Chance Moore on the whistle here.
To be the 15th foul, won't be shooting, but they like that matchup, Flory and DeJuan, where they try to get someone to commit to DeJuan so they can throw it up for the sure-handed alley-oop to Flory, but a touch foul on the perimeter.
34-26 Kansas. Dickinson, right side. Zeke dials up a 3 and delivers a 4th first-half 3, and this one from way downtown.
What a breakdown defensively. Nobody was covering Zeke Mayo. Hunter got it, threw it cross-court. He got a wide-open look for his 4th three-pointer.
37-26 Kansas. Diggy Coit will check in at the next dead ball. Hawkins handing off to McDaniel right in front of the Kansas bench. Hooks it back to Hawkins for three. No, he missed it. Strong rebound, Bidunga. KU will push with Harris. 1:15 to go in the half. Flory collects at the top. Hunter trying to get loose down on the left block. Harris looking to drive, gets to the cup. Right hand runner, good. This is the version of the one that can take Kansas to the Final Four.
So tough to guard with the quick layup. It wasn't a float or anything. He was aggressive at the rim. Not going to dunk on anybody, but got it over the outstretched arms of the K-State bigs.
On the other end, they lose Jones, and he drains a three. Harris came over on help defense, got there late, and Max Jones delivers a three ball.
Yeah, they kind of got the 2-for-1 there.
10-point KU lead. 9-second differential, make it a 11-second differential on the shot clock. Here's Mayo, another three. This one misses strong. Long rebound to Zeke, and now KU will collect and bring it out with a 5-second differential and as the shot clock reset to 20.
The 10th offensive rebound for Kansas. That's been the difference in the half, out rebounding the Cats 23-13. Here they got to go.
Mayo feeds Hunt. It's tipped out of bounds by K-State.
Now 3.3 on the shot clock, 7.9 on the game. Kansas is going to have to go quick. That would have been a layup, but they were able to defend that one. They bring in Diggy Coyd as DeJuan sits. So now we saw K-State not recognized when the shot clock was down. Obviously Kansas, that's got to be known that there's 3.3 on the clock. Got a chance to catch, a couple dribbles, but got to get it up quick. And then Flory can work the glass.
39-29 Kansas. Shaq Moore to play it in around Gasol. Former Mississippi State star. Looking, lobs deep to Mayo. Catches in the backcourt. Gotta hurry. Throws up a prayer. Unanswered. It's an air ball. And the moment right now shows 2.1 on the game clock. They're going to come over and make sure that's correct.
It should be 4.6.
And they'll indeed go to the monitor and get that fixed. Every play under review is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health.
And what Bill is arguing, and he's right, the ball was released at 0, but so they're going to put 3.5, an extra second of flight. Kansas does have fouls to give here.
10-point KU lead. They get it into McDaniel. Sprints down the left sideline, all the way inside, and blocked away by Hunter Dickinson, who got a hand in before McDaniel could ever get off a shot.
Yeah, former teammates at Michigan. So Kansas ends the half up 10, 39-29. K-State fights back. Bill's still out talking to a couple officials, wondering why they reset the shot clock like that. But it didn't matter. Kansas with a double-digit lead heading to the locker room here in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown.
And while he talks to Petty and Anderson, you got Tang talking to Chance Moore, both head coaches wanting some clarifications on something here late. They just want to be heard. They just want to be seen. Jerome Tang wants in on the conversation too. 39-29, Kansas in front in the 302nd installment of the Dillon's Sunflower Showdown. Our halftime show comes your way next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com to get started. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
The Kansas Jayhawks are proud to partner with the Drive to Zero Coalition, who invites you to join Jayhawk fans with a plan. It's simple. If you're going to be drinking, hop on SafeRock, use your favorite rideshare app, or plan ahead for your designated driver. True Blue Jayhawks don't drink and drive. Together, KU fans with a plan can prevent serious crash injuries and fatalities. This message is brought to you by the Kansas Department of Transportation and all the victims of impaired driving crashes.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
When a KU versus K-State rivalry game begins, emotions run high, legends are created, school pride hangs in the balance, memories that last a lifetime will be made, because each game is the most important game in history, at least until the next one. Get in the game with your chance to win up to $50,000. The Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery. See kslottery.com for details.
20 minutes of Jayhawk basketball are in the books. Welcome to the Halftime Show on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield. The Halftime Show is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health, the Kansas Department of Insurance, reminding you to have a game plan before you invest. Help is available at smartinvestks.com, and by the Kansas Lottery. Download the Play On app and dream bigger. The Halftime Show begins now.
Back here in Allen Fieldhouse for the Dillon Sunflower Showdown at the Jayhawks on top of the Wildcats, 39-29. Take a look at a couple of stats here. I think the story of the half was that start, but also the glass. Kansas out-rebounding Kansas State, 23-13, and 10 of those 23 rebounds have been on the offensive end. So doing a nice job on the glass. Need to defend Kansas State a little bit better in the paint. Your Old Dominion Freight Line first half player of the game is a no-brainer, Zeke Mayo, 5 of 8, 4 of 6 beyond the arc. He had 14 and really got Kansas going, hitting his first 3 threes that forced the 2 early timeouts by Jerome Tangwillia. Station break here at the top of the hour. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. Zeke Mayo is your first half player of the game. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion is the official freight line of Kansas Athletics. Your score at the half, Kansas 39, Kansas State 29. We'll be back on the halftime show with a recap and highlights from the first half. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
How's business?
Good. Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of. What's it about?
It's a new initiative to help fight crimes like money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them.
Reporting your company's beneficial ownership information is quick, secure, and free. And it helps protect U.S. national security. Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse, 39-29. KU leads it here at the break. The Jayhawks led by as many as 16 in the first half. Cats clawed back to make it a single-digit ball game late, but currently a 10-point halftime advantage. Let's tell you how the Hawks raced off to such a fast start. It was a whole lot of Zeke Mayo, including this three-pointer to start the scoring at 3-zip. Harris weaving through traffic. Little floater on the run. Misses short. Rebound Flory Bidunga. He'll kick it out. Zeke wants a three. He'll get a three. Zeke Mayo from straight on. And KU starts this party with a bang. One of 3 threes in the opening 4 minutes for Zeke Mayo. He had 4 first-half threes in all. But the next highlight was one of the best drop-step post moves we've seen all year. Hunter Dickinson on the domination. Couldn't get off the shot, has to throw inside. Dickinson back it down on Hawkins, spins and scores. Took him to school on the drop step from the right block. Dickinson wound up with 8 first-half points. It was certainly not a domination throughout the half, but on that particular play, excellent footwork. There was just no answer as he coasted by Coleman Hawkins and lays it up and in. Let's skip ahead to a pair of Mayo threes. We'll hear them back-to-back. Actually, you know what? Let's not skip ahead. Flory Bidunga had a great finish that caused Coach Tang to take a timeout, not even 2 minutes in. Here's Flory with Kansas up 7-zip. Here's a lob to Flory. Deep catch. Puts it on the deck. Muscles it up. Gets it to go. 7-0 Kansas. Timeout, Coach Tang. That came quickly, and another timeout wasn't too far behind it, as at the 16-minute mark, after back-to-back Zeke Mayo threes, Tang was forced to take another timeout. Here's those 2 threes in succession. Left side Mayo, off-balance three, buried! Zeke Mayo from the corner. He's got 2 early triples. Now one to drive, cut off on the left short corner, lobs to Zeke, he'll try another three, got it again, Zeke Mayo on fire, timeout K-State again, and the Lawrence native roaring to the rooftops in his first Sunflower Showdown. You can tell Zeke Mayo relishing the moment, Kansas kid here in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown. And yeah, just to recap, first time out came 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. Second time out just 4 minutes in. But give Tang and the Wildcats some credit. They got up off the mat. Here's another Store highlight. This one had Kansas up with their biggest lead of 20-4. Let's hear that next, and then we'll talk about the K-State run. Jones in the left corner, in and out, no good. That was Max Jones on the miss. Rebound Dickinson. Harris through traffic all the way inside, a lob. A.J. a slam. Wando on the feed. Store on the left-handed throwdown. That made it a 16-point Kansas lead. That was the biggest margin, but then KU went into a little bit of a funk. Missed 8 of their next 10 shots. Meanwhile, K-State hit 5 of their next 7. And the next thing you know, the Wildcats have it down to single digits. But as we skip ahead to late in the half, Zeke Mayo made sure Kansas would have a double-digit halftime lead with this deep, deep three. 34-26 Kansas. Dickinson, right side. Zeke dials up a three and delivers a 4th first-half three. And this one from way downtown. That was an NBA range three on his 4th one. Give DeJuan Harris a lot of credit, too. 4 of 7 in the first half, 9 points. That's the version of DeJuan that Bill Self was hoping to see. The attacking, assertive version that was stronger with the ball and more decisive with his actions. Gotta love that half out of Wando. When we come back, more of our halftime coverage, including a conversation with Jeremy Case, who had the K-State scout. All of that still to come. KU up 10 at the break. That first half recap brought to you by Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. It's the Dillon Sunflower Showdown on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Coach Self here. When I prepare for a game, I always do my homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Department of Insurance. Smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com.
Behind my desk in the hospital is a wall of cards, letters, and thank you notes. They're from our patients, their children, their families, expressing thanks for how we've helped them. Every note we get goes right up on that wall. And it doesn't happen often, but whenever I need a reminder that what we do is making a difference for people, I look back at that wall, and immediately, I'm inspired to continue doing all I can.
The University of Kansas Health System. Why would you go anywhere else?
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse, Kansas, leading at the break 39-29, in large part thanks to the job they've done on the glass and second chance points. KU winning second chance points 12-zip, and right now winning the battle on the boards 23-10. Greg Gurley with Jeremy Case when we come back on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league! Ugh! I love this guy! What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. KU up 10 as we get set to start the second half. Moments ago, Greg Gurley caught up with Coach Case.
Here with Jeremy Case, got off to a great start, allowed Kansas State to come back a little bit. What was your assessment of the first half?
Yeah, I think we got a little lackadaisical and kind of got comfortable when our energy level dropped, especially defensively. We made some defensive mistakes, especially in transition.
What was the message at halftime?
We got to get back to that energy level. We started off great. We got to get back to that, and we got to eliminate those defensive mistakes and understand the mismatches that they're trying to play to.
All right, thanks.
Jeremy Case, certainly a guy that knows about the importance of this rivalry from his Kansas playing days. He had the scouting report on the Cats, now as an assistant coach. McDaniel with the ball for the Wildcats. Across the timeline, throws off to Coleman Hawkins. Inside they go, and a shot missed by Gasson, but a foul on Hunter Dickinson will be his second, and he looks confused at the call.
Yeah, they ran Gasson all the way out top. Hunter hedged, and then just a little bit late chasing him down, and not sure what Hunter did there. He just put his hands straight up, and Gasson jumped into him, and that's what Hunter's asking, because on the other end, when Hunter gets it, he gets hit a bunch. So he's just asking for the same whistle.
Gasson's first free throw is good. I referenced Case knows about this rivalry. Half the KU roster really doesn't. And so yesterday at the end of practice, Coach Self went around and he asked each of the transfers, hey, Hunt, what was Michigan State like? Both free throws good for Gasson. He asked, of course, Shaq Moore about Ole Miss versus Mississippi State and on down the line, and he said, you guys need to embrace the importance of this game, and you're going to feel the energy tomorrow. Here's Zeke Mayo. Comes set at the elbow and enters in now to Dickinson. Backing his way down on Coleman Hawkins. Turns, shoots, he hits. A jump hook falls for Hunter Dickinson, and he's in double figures, now 5 of 9.
Got a good base, used great footwork there. Coleman Hawkins, not much of a challenge to that, and little baby hook over the right shoulder.
Coleman Hawkins handing off now to Hausen. He was quiet in the first half, normally a sharp shooter for the Cats. They throw back door. Coleman Hawkins, shot altered by Bidunga, but a foul is called. And K-State will get back to the free throw line.
That's the way they hurt Kansas in the first half, was penetrating down the middle. Kansas having to help. They got some dunks. They got some layups in transition. They really didn't shoot the ball well from beyond the arc. They had a really nice job in the paint.
Coleman Hawkins. Free throw misses with a thud. Not close.
Wow, that was barely got over the rim, almost hit the backboard first.
He only makes him at 57%.
It's an interesting stat. I saw that too. And, you know, he's kind of prides himself as a three-point shooter, but man, to shoot only sub 60. Makes the second one.
K-State touts the fact that he's the only player in America averaging 10 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And that's significant. He's a stat sheet stuffer, but they don't mention anything about free throws. 41-32 as he hit the second. KU with the ball and the lead. Zeke tried to pass across to Hunter. It was broken up for a second. Hunt gets it back and lays it right back up and in.
Almost a turnover, but Hunter's able to get it. Ton of contact there. He's asking because he didn't get the call, but he played through the contact. Back-to-back buckets by Hunter Dickinson.
43-32 Kansas. 18:22 to go. Hawkins nearly traveled, cut off by Bidunga. Hands back to Hausen, launches a three, misses. Rebound Bidunga, who jumped over Hawkins for the board. Hawks by 11 with the ball. Zeke, a lob. Hunter, deep catch. Left hand layup, good. How about the body control as he was falling underneath the basket to reach back and lay it in.
And I love the look by Zeke Mayo. I thought that was going to be him coming down just shooting the three, but he got an easier one for a teammate. Nice catch. And like you said, nice gather by the big fella not to travel and get his third bucket of the half.
McDaniel drives and lays it in. The White Sea parted that time, and Doug McDaniel out of Washington, D.C. with the easy driving deuce. 45-34 Kansas. Zeke thought about a three, instead passes off right side to Shaquille Moore. Zeke in the corner wants a fifth three, misses this one strong. Hawkins with the board for Kansas State. The point forward brings it up, throws to Jones for a transition three that misses. Rebound Kansas and Mayo. 45-34 Jayhawks. Dickinson gets by his man, goes with a left-hand driving layup that crawls all the way around and falls through. Hawkins went for the steal, and Dickinson took it to the hole.
About 8 points here early on in 3 minutes by Hunter Dickinson. And that was an athletic play by a guy who's not a very good athlete. Gathered, drove all the way to the basket.
47-34 Kansas. McDaniel dribbling at left wing area. Gets it back from Hawkins, puts up a running floater that banks in over Mayo. The former Michigan star is heating up.
Doug McDaniel and Jerome Tang have had an interesting relationship. Haven't quite gelled yet, but they leave him on the floor because he can do just that. A couple buckets already here in the second half.
Dickinson holds it high above his head, finds Mayo on the wing, back to Hunt, little floater, misses, fights for his own rebound, right back up and true, and he thought he was fouled. You could hear the slap all the way over here, but let's slap him a high five as KU's up 13.
He definitely got it. Like you said, we could hear it even with our headset on, but he plays through it after missing his first shot, got it right back.
Boy, he is 5 for 6 to start this half. 49-36 Kansas. McDaniel ahead to Gasson, misses on a banker. Flory and Hunter combining to corral that thing, give the rebound to Bidunga. Up the floor, Mayo. Hawks in attack mode here, smelling blood in the water, up 13. Shaquille Moore finds Hunt, backdoor to Shaq. Left hand jammer! The give, the go, and the throwdown.
Gonna get a timeout by Jerome Tang, but that two-man action, Shaq throws it to Hunt. Quick cut to the basket, and the little guy goes up in traffic for a left-handed dunk, and the Jayhawks, just like they started the game, have done a great job early on here in the second half, up 15.
Hunter Dickinson, for those that wonder, how do you get him to play turned up all the time? Well, right there, in these first 4.5 minutes of the second half, he was active and involved on every possession, and whether he was scoring it himself, which he did with 10 points in the run, or catching and giving back to Shaq Moore, he was the focal point, and you love the assertiveness and intensity he brought.
Well, I thought they were going to utilize him a lot today just because of the absence of big guys for K-State, and they've exploited it this half. Second half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics, proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAAM.
AJ Storr will check in when we come back. Kansas off to a hot start here in the second half. Already outscoring the Cats 12-7 and upping their lead to 51-36. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
The tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 24.
This is Kansas Insurance Commissioner Vicki Schmidt. Success on game day starts with doing your homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Insurance Department. Whether you are just coming off the bench or are a seasoned pro, smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com. That's smartinvestks.com.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the Svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
Hey folks, this is Jason Sudeikis, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
Ted Lasso would be proud of the coaching effort Bill Self has done in getting these Jayhawks to get up off the mat after a midweek setback in Ames, and right now putting it on their rival 51-36, 15:27 to go.
Yeah, like you said, you and I were just talking. It seems like we've increased the lead more than 5 at halftime. It's been dominated, but allowed K-State a couple of looks, got some free throws. So need to continue to build on this lead and don't even give them any confidence that they can come back.
Dickinson comes off the floor. Flory slides to the 5, and you've got now A.J. Storr playing the 4. He contests the first miss of Hawkins, but then Coleman Hawkins jumping on 1 foot, taps in his own miss. Down to a 13-point KU lead. Harris, ball on a string, throws off the Moore. And what's the call? Oh, a late travel. I thought he traveled before he started to drive. And 4 dribbles later, you end up getting a whistle for a traveling call. So super slow reaction there, but I think it probably was the right call. 51-38. We get a timeout on the floor after the travel on Shaquille Moore for Kansas. They've done a much better job valuing possessions. That's just their 5th turnover.
The Center for Human Services is a provider of family and child development, disability, and
You're
autism
tuned to an
services.
Odyssey station.
For more information on how you can support your community, visit chs-mo.org.
And the Kansas Department of Insurance reminds you to make a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com to learn more. 51-38 Jayhawks. 15:08 to play on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Where are you going and how fast do you want to get there? Whatever you have planned for your future, Midco is here to help make it a reality with fiber internet. Plug into the Midco fiber network that is designed to deliver an ultra-fast, ultra-smooth, and ultra-reliable experience, giving you the freedom to work, stream, and download without the worry or the buffering. Go further, go faster, go beyond. Midco, let's go.
LMH Health is pleased to announce that the Ortho Kansas team has earned another clinical milestone, the Joint Commission's Gold Seal of Approval for Advanced Total Hip and Knee Replacement Certification. The certification recognizes the highest standards of care during a total hip and total knee replacement, and LMH is one of 2 Kansas hospitals to earn this honor. Get to know the Ortho Kansas team by visiting lmh.org/Ortho Kansas. Ready to schedule an appointment? Give them a call at 785-843-9125. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Meritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Meritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Meritrust location today or visit meritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
51-38 Kansas, 15:08 to go in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown. We just heard from Jason Sudeikis on one of our legendary rejoins, and then during that last time out, Rob Riggle is in attendance, and he was recognized on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, Kansas basketball does such a great job with their charity, Big Slick, and this is some of the people that won the auction get to hang out with Rob Riggle, come back in the locker room afterwards.
You and I were just talking about Eric Stone Street, a big K-State supporter, big part of that organization as well. Love the work they do with Big Slick each and every summer. 51-38, Kansas in front.
It's a big moment for AJ having to guard Coleman Hawkins.
2 former Big Ten guys going to work. Hawkins, a jump hook is good over Storr.
He went right at him, and not much AJ can do there. Coleman Hawkins long, about 6'10".
Harris, a lob, Flory, a slam, a beautiful alley-oop, and Bidunga on the throwdown.
They got such a chemistry together, and DeJuan made that decision the second the screen was made, and a beautiful delivery. AJ's going to get a foul there as he just gets both elbows into the back of Coleman Hawkins.
Oh, man. Self's going to make a move here.
And you know, AJ, we dissect his play. It's a really tough guard for AJ to guard Coleman Hawkins in the post. And so Hunter Dickinson comes back in, and AJ is going to continue to guard Coleman Hawkins.
And I think that's what a lot of AJ's fans want to see, a chance to play through some stuff here. And He does get to stay in the ball game as Dickinson comes in for Flory. Now a trap on Coleman Hawkins. They throw it off to Onyenso. He takes a couple of long strides, hits a bucket and the foul. The 7-foot transfer from Kentucky took a couple of long leaps prior to letting that ball fly, and Shaq Moore was calling for a travel that he did not get.
You know, he might have just taken 2, but the one they just called on Shaq, like you said, but regardless, the call was made. K-State right back in it, can get it back to the halftime deficit as they're currently down 11.
Foul was on Zeke Mayo, his first.
You know, the double team came with A.J. on Coleman Hawkins, and that allowed, scrambling. And then Kansas just didn't catch up in time.
Onyenso, a Nigeria native, hits the free throw, completes the three-point play. Down to a 10-point ball game, 53-43 Kansas. Zeke off the screen, passes ahead to Hunt, finds Harris on the right wing area. Back to Hunter on the elbow. A.J. calling for the ball. Coleman Hawkins out to guard him. Shaq collects on the elbow. Everybody's touched it on this trip down the floor. Skip over the top. A.J. wants a three. He'll get a three. A.J. Storr from the corner. And KU back up a baker's dozen.
Confidence stroke. Good find. They were kind of double teaming Hunter on the catch. So that left A.J. wide open in the corner, and he knocked it down.
He spent 20 minutes after practice yesterday getting up a ton of extra threes. At one point, I saw him hit 9 in a row from the opposite corner, so you know it's in there. Castillo, a floater, misses. Rebound collected off the iron by Mayo of Kansas. Zeke up the floor. Can A.J. do it again? No, he's going to drive and cut off. A.J. from the elbow finds Harris right wing. Hawks leading by 13. They try to lob it into Dickinson. It's tipped and knocked out of bounds. Boy, I sure thought Shaq knocked it out, but they say KU ball.
Yeah, this was under 2 minutes. They might look at that, but it's not. Kansas will keep it, but I think you're right. It was off on Shaq. 14 on the shot clock. Kansas under its own basket.
They pinballed about, but he definitely touched it last. KU gets a break. Zeke calling for the ball. Mayo on the left wing area with 8 to shoot. Hawkins guarding him. Splits 2 defenders. Gets inside. Right-hand runner misses, but he's fouled. And there's the attacking drive of Zeke Mayo. Boy, we'd love to see more of that.
Yeah, he was getting fouled for about 5 of those dribbles, and they finally called it late, and Bill was all over these officials. But nice job for Kansas. Get to go to the line, something we talk about a lot.
Because Kansas is toward the bottom in the NCAA in free throw rate, and Zeke's one of those guys that could change that. You remember the Big 12 opener when he was 13 for 13 from the free throw line after just 14 attempts, all of non-con. You know how many free throws he's attempted since that West Virginia game?
3.
In all the games we played. Now 4th, but that's just KU's 5th attempt as a team today.
As Zeke knocks down the first, gives Kansas a 14, now 15. Nope. In and out on the miss, 14-point lead for Kansas. But since he got off so well early on from the three-point line, I think he can really look to drive it a lot because they're going to guard him to shoot.
57-43, Kansas. McDaniel drives, floats, shoots, misses, but a foul on Shaq Moore, and a couple of free throws coming for K-State. Back to KU and getting to the line more. Obviously, this team doesn't have slasher drivers like Jay Will and CB were on the national title team, but how can they create more deep touches and drives to get them to the free throw line?
Well, they get the big guys screened. You got to set a good screen to start, and you got to turn the corner. And, we play a lot for the three-point shot. We shoot a lot of threes. Haven't shot them very well, so you would think you'd want to get inside the arc a little more and get those freebies, maybe a shot fake, jump into somebody, but Zeke's too good of a free throw shooter to only attempt 5 since West Virginia.
1 of 2 free throws are hit by McDaniel. It's a 13-point KU lead, 57-44. Mayo dribbling left wing area. Screen comes from Hunt. He slings it left side. Harris fakes on a 3. He'll drive. Fumbled it, got it back, and lays it in. Great recovery for DeJuan Harris, and KU's lead is 15.
Yeah, right over the big guy that time. Giant killer by DeJuan Harris after he fumbled it.
Harris now into double figures, 11 points. On the other end, Jones for 3, bullseye. Max Jones, the senior transfer from Cal State Fullerton, found himself open in the corner, and he cuts it to 12. 59-47 Kansas. Mayo caught about a three. Then he's reached in on by Jones, and a foul's going to be called on K-State. Look at a timeout on the floor. Second foul on Jones. KU's hit their last 5 shots, but the Cats have hit 4 of their last 5. So it remains right around that 12-point mark. 59-47 Kansas.
EMW of Topeka is offering to send you and a guest to first-round games of the tournament wherever Kansas plays. This offer includes game tickets, travel expenses, hotel accommodations, and a $500 Visa gift card. Visit kuathletics.com/drive to the tournament to enter for a chance to win.
Never since the 14-0 start has this game ever felt in doubt. But what does Kansas need to do in these next 4 or 5 minutes to really get some separation and put the hammer down?
Well, you got to keep K-State in front of them. Right now, they're getting some penetration, getting some easy looks. The open three in the corner. It's defense because offense is rolling right now. Kansas doing a nice job efficiently on the offensive end, but got to get it done on the defensive end as well. Then you get that 20, 25-point lead and lights out.
Jayhawks shooting 56% to Greg's point, but they're giving up 48%. 59-47 Kansas, 11:56 to go on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I had this patient. His cancer treatment had him in the hospital for a while. One day we learned his grandson's prom was coming up, so secretly we arranged for him and his date to stop by. I'll never forget that night, the smile on my patient's face, the hug that didn't want to end. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing all I can. Then I help make a moment like that happen, and I know I am.
The University of Kansas Cancer Center. Why would you go anywhere else?
And now an important message from our coaches' wives.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis,
988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support.
You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed.
There is hope.
You are not alone. For 24/7 non-judgmental support,
call, text, or chat 988.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self, introducing a fresh new way to save with your Dillon's points. Now you can choose between saving on fuel or saving on your next purchase with new rewards cash. You'll still earn points every time you shop at Dillon's. When you're ready to redeem your points, you can choose to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump or redeem your points to save on your next purchase. See the Dillon's website for more details. Your points, your choice. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Hey, this is Dr. Azubike of the Phoenix Suns. You're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Network.
59-47, Kansas in front, 11:56 to go. Wildcats staying within striking distance. Kansas looking to separate, and we'll see what Bill Self draws up here coming out of the timeout with a 5 on the floor of Mayo, Harris, Storr, Bidunga, and Dickinson.
Yeah, usually he draws something up out of that timeout. Probably going to be something, the first option, something to Hunter Dickinson underneath, and there's always a B and C option, or it could be up top to somebody.
Harris finds Dickinson head of the circle. 10 seconds to shoot for Kansas. Back to DeJuan, and an illegal screen is going to be called on Kansas and Flory Bidunga. What did he do?
I wasn't really watching. It just looked like a regular screen. Obviously, they said he kind of stuck his leg out.
Third foul on Flory. 6th team foul. Just 2 whistles against K-State.
Just the replay. That was pretty soft.
59-47, Kansas. McDaniel pass fakes, has it blocked by DeJuan. Great defensive presence is Harris on McDaniel.
You know, we always say it looks like DeJuan gets beat off the dribble, but he's always there to get a hand in there, and he blocks the attempt by Doug McDaniel.
He has owned this matchup today after a tougher challenge midweek against the ISU guards. Jones tries to dump it down inside. It was deflected for a second, but Onyenso saves it for the Cats. Down to 8 to shoot. KU leading by 12. McDaniel crossing over, fades, fires, misses. Rebound on the deck. Zeke's got it. Then a reach from behind and a foul on K-State.
Yeah, Zeke did a nice job. A competitive rebound, 50-50 ball. He got it. He was strong, and Coleman Hawkins reached in from behind, whistled for the foul.
First foul on Hawkins, who has defeated Kansas once before. It was an exhibition game, KU losing at Illinois in the preseason of last season. Harris has his pass deflected and intercepted. McDaniel comes away with the carom. Here come the Cats down a dozen. Hawkins crossing over, driving on Flory, leans in, gets the foul, and that's a fourth on Bidunga.
Yeah,
shot misses, but free throws coming for Hawkins.
Yeah, a series of shot fakes. He stayed on the ground for about 3 of the fakes, and he went on the fourth, and the veteran Hawkins took Flory to school.
And you saw it on Wednesday with Jefferson. You see it today with Hawkins. These fifth-year, big physical veteran forwards are driving it right at Flory when they get that one-on-one matchup.
Rylan Griffin will check in for Flory as Hawkins misses the first, like Brian said, a 56% free throw shooter, which again is so baffling to me. A guy that can really score the ball from the perimeter. They should be free.
And that's now on over 40 attempts on the year, so it's not like it's a small sample size.
But a break for Kansas after the foul.
He hits the second with a pure swish. 59-48. Jayhawks in front with 10:45 to play. Harris up the floor, picks up his dribble, finds Zeke Mayo on the right wing. Hunter Dickinson fighting for positioning inside. They feed it to him left of the lane. Spins on Yenso, goes up, has it blocked by Coleman Hawkins. He was trying for an up and under left-hand jam, but the help defense came in a big way from Hawkins. Up the floor, McDaniel lost control of it with Rylan Griffin delivering some defense.
That was DeJuan Harris on the help right there, got a hand on it. What a block by Coleman Hawkins. Thought it might be a goaltend, but he got it early, and they're able to get it as Hunter, I think, is going to have an easy look.
K-State keeps. KU by 11 with 10:20 to go. Castillo, a lob inside on Yenso. Backing down on Hunter. Hunter swipes down at the ball, pokes it loose. K-State dives for it, and Jones comes away with it. Up the floor he comes, stumbles, and throws it off the shin of Mayo. It's going to stay with K-State, but with just 3.2 seconds to shoot.
Yeah, it looked like Jones traveled with it. That's what 15,000 referees are asking for, but got to play past it. 3.2 on the shot clock.
Its Wildcats have been drilled in some recent games, including losing by 30 to Houston. They're hanging tough down 11 here in the fall. Lob it out to Hawkins. 1 second. Will he get off the shot? He does. It misses. Rebound tipped about, and Harris has got it for KU. 1-on-3 break. Goes behind his back. Weaves in and now curls out wisely to set something up. Harris, little floater on the run. Misses. And a late whistle and a foul. I thought he got poked in the face before he started the drive.
Yeah, it looks like he got him down low. As DeJuan goes for the float. Now, this is what I think you're about to say. DeJuan really struggled in Ames from the free throw line. Castillo definitely with the foul down low. 1 of 6.
And I got a fun story for you. He had been an 86% free throw shooter before the numbers Greg just gave you from Wednesday. He hits the first here. Yesterday they were shooting free throws at the end of practice, and Self had him shoot some extra ones, and he said to DeJuan, hey, tie game, 2 seconds left, go win it for us. Juan promptly clanked the free throw, to which Self said with a smile, oh wait, there was a lane violation. Try again. And then he proceeded to hit 5 in a row. How about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just mental. He's too good of a shooter to go 1 of 6. Here he is back in the friendly confines of Allen Fieldhouse. Knocks them both down, puts Kansas back up 13 as Shaq Moore gives DeJuan a blow at the 9:47 mark.
Love that candid moment of coaching the day before a game out of the Hall of Famer Bill Self. Great bounce-back performance by Harris here today. 61-48, KU in front. 9:35 to play. McDaniel passes back to Hawkins. Cats working it around the perimeter. Coleman Hawkins looking to drive on A.J. Storr. Backing his way down. Help comes. He kicks it out. Jones fakes on a 3. 6 seconds on the clock, and a drive and a foul's called on Zeke Mayo. Wow. An 8th whistle against Kansas, twice as many than what we've seen on the Cats, and the local fans growing restless here.
I said he got him on the shoulder. I did not see that one, but right now, that was a good possession defensively till the very end where they got all the way to the bucket. Now Jones will go to the line for 2.
K-State is a team, not a good free throw shooting team at 68%, and they clank one here. They're now 7 of 12 here today are the Wildcats. That's 58%.
We talked about DeJuan. He went from being an 86% free throw shooter to 71 in one game. Shows he doesn't have a ton of attempts, but there's another third time in a row Kansas State has made 1 of 2 from the free throw line, gets it back to a 12-point deficit.
61-49. Shaq Moore at the point, brings it up for Kansas. Ryland Griffin playing alongside A.J. Storr. Let's see what they can do. Inside Hunt, had it poked loose. Did it go out of bounds off of Hunt or off of Gasson?
It really looked like it went off of Hunt's chest.
But Gasson was pleading for the call. He didn't get it.
And I think he was right, but Kansas will keep it. Had a couple times down here. I think Kansas has got the benefit of an out-of-bounds call.
I was just going to say, they're not getting fouls called on the Cats, but they've gotten 2 fortuitous out-of-bounds plays. Griffin stumbles and throws it right to McDaniel. Up the floor, misses an alley-oop attempt. A save by K-State will keep it with the Cats. Hawkins, right side, Jones for 3, misses. Rebound, Wildcats. Boy, KU was so good on the glass in the first half, plus 10 and 12-0 in second chance points. But to give up one here, Castillo for 3, it's good.
On the other end, Ryland Griffin dribbled into traffic, and the worst thing you can do is throw it to the middle. It turns into a break if Kansas State eventually gets the bucket. 3 points off that turnover, back within 9.
And 3 second chance points as well. 61-52 KU. DeJuan Harris will check in briefly. Here comes Mayo. Right hand layup, good. Another give and go with Hunter Dickinson.
A little 2-man game. Overplaying the wing. Back cut. Great delivery by one of the best big man passers in all of college basketball.
And that tandem is now combined for 35 points here today. Jones hands off to Gasson. An easy up and under lay-in is true.
They're just getting so many easy looks right now. Staying in this ball game.
63-54 Kansas. Griffin gets all the way inside, passes back to Hunt, and a 2-hand thunder jam. Ryland Griffin on the kickback, and Hunter on the throwdown.
What a play by Ryland Griffin. After the turnover, he draws 2 defenders and gives Hunter Dickinson his easiest bucket of the night. Nice delivery.
How can they play some defense? Wildcats getting what they want of late. A.J. Storr knocks it loose and knocks it out of bounds off of Coleman Hawkins.
That was the double team came. A.J. Storr, and I got a hand on it, went off of Coleman Hawkins, and Coleman Hawkins better be careful. He might get teed up here. He is all over Chance Moore.
That'll be just the 4th K-State turnover. The recently vaunted KU defense hasn't been nearly as good today, but the good news is their offense is cooking. Hawks have hit 7 of their last 8 shots and continue to shoot just below 60% on the ball game.
Yeah, it's all defense. We just talked about it, but like you said, offensive efficiency at an all-time high. Hey, looking for a job? Have you considered a job in the oil and natural gas industry? We're currently paying our highest wages in history. Find out more at kansasstrong.com.
65-54 Jayhawks, 7:21 to go here in Lawrence. Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son Ricky took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was gonna have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
7:21 to go. Kansas in front, 65-54. If you're just tuning in, KU raced out to a 14-0 lead. Jerome Tang had to take 2 timeouts in the first 4 minutes. To give the Cats a ton of credit, they've really played pretty much even up ever since. And right now in this second half, they already have almost as many points with still 7:21 to go than they had in the entire first half. What's happening on the defensive end of the floor for KU?
Allowing too much penetration, open looks. They've gotten to the free throw line a little bit, and now someone's got to come back and help.
Zeke struggles to get it in, but finds Shaq Moore, and now KU has some numbers.
That was a great catch, almost a turnover. Shaquille Moore with great hands.
Moore driving left side, cut off on the left short corner. Try to pass that hit the rim and went right back to him. KU will keep. Mayo looking to drive, gets inside, hangs, fires, misses. Rebound Dickinson, right back up and in. And the foul. A chance at 3 for Hunter Dickinson.
Thought Zeke got hit, but Hunter did not give up on it. He drew a ton of defenders. He gets the offensive rebound and the putback. An and one. What a half for Hunter Dickinson. 22 on the day.
Zeke thought he got hit too. He's saying, what do I got to do to get a foul call?
Well, because he got called on a cheapie down there against Jones, and he's kind of acting like, hey, I'm a guy too.
So Hunt right now, as you take a look at him at the free throw line, he's got scratches on his right arm and his left shoulder. He kind of looks like Jokic and the way he gets carved up some games. But he has brought the intensity today, and the numbers have followed. If he hits this free throw, it'll be 23 points. He does, to go along with 8 rebounds.
Yeah, great half of basketball so far. Great game for Hunter, but doing what he does best, just hanging out in the paint, getting opportunities, and his teammates are looking for him.
Hunter working on a 10th double-double. Hawkins, backdoor cut, Hausen. Cut off by Zeke, has to dribble it back out. He leans in, shot fakes, and a foul call on Mayo. That'll be his 3rd. And free throws coming for the former Villanova transfer.
Kansas State has done a good job of that in this half with the shot fake. Now a couple trips to the free throw line. I'd love to see our guys do that as well. Utilize. Devontae Graham was great at it. You mentioned Jabari Rice from Texas. He was one of the best. I don't know how he did it, but getting those shot fakes and getting to the line, especially for a guy like Hausen, who's not done anything today, but he's a guy that can really hurt you from beyond the arc, and hopefully a couple free throws don't get him going.
That's his first point of the day. It comes at the 6:39 mark. He was 0 for 3 from the field. Hits them both, does Hausen. Great pure shooter.
And he gets a quick hook, makes a couple free throws, and spot on the bench.
68-56 Kansas. 6:38 to play. Wildcats, for what it's worth, have attempted 15 free throws compared to KU's 9. Shaq Moore tries to pass to Harris, but it's a live ball turnover. Castillo on the steal, but Harris traces him down and knocks it loose to prevent an absolute easy lay-in.
And I think it hit off his leg, but there wasn't an official down there to see it, and they had to make the call. It clearly goes off his leg, but don't really blame the officials on that one. They can't see it when they're trailing, but what a catch-up play by DeJuan Harris.
And tonight we've seen in microcosm what DeJuan can bring when he's at his best. Here's a 5-second call. Chance Moore right there on the whistle.
That was Zeke Mayo. Got over to Hausen in the corner, and their big guy wasn't the safety valve. And a 5-second, after they thought they were going to get a layup and a steal back to a 10-point game, they turn it over.
Just the 5th turnover on the Cats. Now Zeke had it poked loose by Castillo. Another Kansas turnover, their 10th.
Yeah, been doing a pretty good job taking care of the ball, but 2 possessions in a row that were empty.
That matches KU's typical game average with still 6 minutes to play. Hawkins dribbling in, passes out. Castillo unguarded for 3. It's good. Second corner 3 he's hit this half. And guess what? We're back down to single digits.
And that shows you when you miss a guy like KJ Adams. AJ Store's got to guard Hawkins. They go right at him. Kind of have to double, and that left Castillo open in the corner.
Zeke cut off on the elbow. Hands off to Hunt, gets it right back, drives inside. A circus shot somehow goes down.
Circus is right. How did that go in? Is back to the basket, flipped it up with a little English. Kansas back on top by 11.
Up, under, and down for Zeke Mayo. Hawkins a lob and an easy lay-in. Too easy on the other end for Onyenso.
And that's Hawkins doing what he does. He fills the stat sheet. Here's a wide open look for AJ Store.
Store in that corner that he shot so many from yesterday. It misses this time. He was wide open, just couldn't get it to go. Rebound K-State. He hit a three from the other corner earlier this half. 70-61 Kansas. Hawkins, a driving runner, misses. Rebound Hawkins, though. He ripped it away from Hunt. He tried to pass across the blocks that goes out of bounds. And they say KU touched it last, but Jayhawks, as good as they were on the glass in the first half, are now yielding some second chance points to the Cats.
Yeah, Hunter kind of went up for that with one arm, and Hawkins chased it down and grabbed it right from him.
Second chance points in the second half are an even up 5 apiece. In the first half, it was dominated by KU, 12-0. Hausen, a three off the baseline out of bounds play is good, and the Cats have cut it to 6 in a building in which they've not won in 18 years. And we're going to get a timeout from Bill Self here.
That's why you keep Hausen on the floor. Zeke there's an elevator door screen. We like to run that play a lot, and Zeke tried to get to him, got a hand up, but Hausen gets it to a 6-point game.
Jerome Tang all the way out to midcourt, giving his guys high fives as Bill Self is forced to take a timeout. 70-64. This is as close as it's been, Greg, since it was 4-0, or rather 6-0, and you got the Flory Bidunga bucket. So,
and obviously it could be a lot closer if not for the Zeke Mayo circus shot, as you called it correctly, on the previous possession. Now got yourself a ball game, a 2-possession game with 4:39 on the clock.
Perhaps the casual listeners tuning in wondering what happened to this amazing KU defense of the last 2 weeks. It's been such an improvement. Well, KJ Adams' absence makes a big difference, does it not? Especially against a guy like Coleman Hawkins.
We talked about it in the pregame. You don't know how good someone is until they're gone.
Yep.
And we're seeing that right now. KJ fixes a lot of mistakes on the defensive end. He can guard all 5 positions, and Coleman Hawkins wouldn't be having a field day, not necessarily with points, because he's got 13 and not been super efficient, 5 of 12, but he's distributed the ball to open shooters.
And he's working on a triple-double. 7 rebounds, 7 assists is Coleman Hawkins to go along with those 13 points. 6-point KU lead. Hawks have the ball, 4:35 to play. Harris gets a screen from Bidunga, dribbling left of the lane. Waits on another screen. Harris to the free throw line. Gets all the way to the cup. Right-hand layup is good. High off the glass and in. DeJuan Harris with one of his best games.
They get that 2-man game they wanted, and K-State stayed with Flory so they wouldn't get an alley-oop, and DeJuan takes care of business.
15 now for Harris. Hawks lead is 8. Hawkins finds Hausen from 15. Got it.
Now, too good of a look right there. Hausen came all the way from the weak side, flashed the middle, and he's got 7 in the last couple minutes.
KU by 6 with 4 to go. Zeke, little floater, misses with a brick. Rebound Hausen. Cats can push. 2-on-2. McDaniel rejected. A big-time swat. DeJuan Harris met it at the apex of its flight and flung it into the third row.
What a play by DeJuan. Would have made this a 4-point game as McDaniel got all the way to the rim after the miss by Zeke. They'll have it at the under 4 timeout. We got ourselves a ball game.
Harris has owned McDaniel today, and he single-handedly right now keeping KU up 2 possessions. 72-66 Kansas.
Cheer on the Jayhawks with Electric Park canned cocktails. Vodka sodas available in 2 delicious flavors, perfect for game days. Made with Rieger's vodka.
And LMH Health is your partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmh.org. 3:43 to play. Kansas clinging to a 6-point lead on the Wildcats. It's been 18 straight in this building over KSU. Tang is 2-0 versus Kansas in the Little Apple, but 0-2 in Lawrence. He's trying to change that with 3:43 to go on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
When a KU versus K-State rivalry game begins, emotions run high. Legends are created. School pride hangs in the balance. Memories that last a lifetime will be made, because each game is the most important game in history. At least until the next one. Get in the game with your chance to win up to $50,000. The Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery. See kslottery.com for details.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey Rock Chalk fans, this is U.S. Open champ Gary Woodland, but also career 33% shooter from downtown in the Fog. And you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
Gary Woodland's career 33% was as a Washburn Ichabod. He did not win in that interstate matchup, Kansas and Washburn. Can K-State win in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown? They were once down 16. And they've been down by similar margins even within this half. It was up to 15 at one point this half. They've cut it all the way to 6, Greg. KU feeling the absence on the defensive end of the floor of no KJ Adams. And right now the Wildcats with real belief and life with 3:43 to go.
Yeah, and they're probably going to go right back to Coleman Hawkins. Looks like Bill's going to put Flory Badunga on Coleman Hawkins prior to any switches.
Flory playing with 4 fouls. Castillo gets it into Housen in the corner. One all over him. They'll have to kick it out. 3:38 to play. KU up 6. Hawkins dribbling on the front foot of the Jayhawk logo at center court. Screen comes from Onyenso. Dribbles it right side. Flory stays in front. Hawkins backing down. 6 to shoot. Leans in. Wild shot misses. Rebound out of bounds off of K-State, they say.
A great job by Flory. Stayed down. Just made himself big. Made Coleman Hawkins shoot over that 6'9" long armed frame and forces the missed shot. Hunter Dickinson, good box out. Good team possession on defense.
Let's see if they can get something inside for the big fella who's got 23 points today, his 5th 20-point game of his Kansas career. There's a lob to Flory instead, broken up by Coleman Hawkins, and K-State will take that.
And I don't know if that'll be a 2-shot foul, though. I think it's going to be on the baseline. He never had possession, and DeJuan's asking for 2, but like you said, I think I'd rather have it out of bounds.
Yeah, Flory Badunga, just a 44% free throw shooter. Bill Self was not arguing for free throws at all.
Right.
Store's going to come out. Zeke Mayo back on. 3:09 to play. It's a 6-point KU lead. It's Wildcat team trying to avoid a 5th consecutive loss here in league play, but they've hung tough at number 9 Kansas. Mayo takes a handoff from Hunt. Screen comes from Dickinson. Zeke to drive and bumped off line by Jones. That's going to be the 17th foul. You will take Mayo shooting free throws.
Yeah, perfect sequence right there. You get the foul on Flory. That was the 16th foul. Now you send Kansas's best free throw shooter to the line for a 1-and-1 here in a 6-point game with 3 minutes to go.
He is 1 for 2 today, but on the season entering today was 26 of 30 for 87%.
K-State doing a little offense for defense, platooning as Housen checks in for Castillo. They put Castillo on defense, and Housen, who was held scoreless for the majority of the game, is 7 big points here late in the second half to keep K-State in it.
Mayo can get to the 20-point threshold with a make here. This is his 7th game this season with 3+ three-pointers. Here today, Zeke is 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. A front end, the crowd will tell you. It rattled around and fell through. KU up 7 now with 3 minutes to play, and 20 points indeed for Zeke Mayo, who a couple of weeks ago had a stretch of 4 out of 5 games with 20-plus points. Couple of dribbles with the right hand. Spins, shoots, got it. Clutch. And the Kansas lead is up to 8.
Yeah, after that timeout, you stop K-State. You get a couple fouls on them. You get a couple free throws to build this lead back to 8. String a couple more stops together and get out of here.
15,300 come to their feet. McDaniel, right side, Hawkins. Finds Jones at the top. 10 to shoot. Jones, a drive, flings backward to Housen. Now Hawkins crosses over on Moore, leans in. Jones for 3. Short. Good contest by Flory, who gets the long rebound. Flory down the floor, and he's fouled wisely from behind.
That's the second time that Flory's gotten a rebound and led the break, and Bill Self just screaming to give it up. And the quicker you give it up, the quicker you're going to get it back. So now he does go to the line for a 1-and-1, and probably what K-State would prefer.
Yeah, again, just a 44% free throw shooter, 7 of 16. Come on, Flory, we got faith in you. The southpaw shoots, bricks, but it rolls around and falls through. It hit the rim 4 times, and with that feathery, soft touch of the excellent free throw stroke, Flory gets it to go.
You've really changed your tune. Put a big front end right there.
Tongue planted firmly in cheek. Next one is pure, and that looked pretty. First one bounced on the iron 4 times, and it got the home court roll. KU by 10. Right side, Jones drives across the baseline, kicks to Hawkins, goes up to dunk on Hunt. He misses, but they call a foul on Dickinson. Hunter's third. He claims he was going straight up, but free throws coming for Coleman Hawkins.
It was a late whistle. We're going to see if it went in, but I'm not sure what Hunter did there. Kind of retreated more than was the aggressor, but regardless, Coleman Hawkins, who 2 of 4 from the free throw line. See if we can keep that percentage up, if not worse.
Free throw good. Well, the 2 guys with the lowest free throw percentages on their respective teams have both stepped up and made clutch charities here in the final 3 minutes. 76-67 Kansas. A.J. Storr will return here for Budunga.
And they're doing kind of a platoon where offense for defense right there as A.J. Storr checks in for Flory.
Flory looks surprised. He said, but coach.
Oh, he's got, I think it's the 4 fouls.
No, of course.
Of
course. Both free throws good for Hawkins. Freshman still figuring everything out.
Right.
76-68. Kansas in front. 2:21 to play.
They're going to little full court press. Hunter down at the other end. Got 3 Jayhawks against 4 Wildcats.
They get it into Storr. K-State with some zone full court pressure here. 3/4 court press. They break it across the timeline towards Zeke Mayo, who will shorten this game a bit, dribbling out some clock, standing just across midcourt.
You don't want to take too much time. You want to get into your offense so you're not rushing.
10 seconds on the clock. Harris throws off the Hunt. Down to 6. A.J. looking to drive. Cut off. It's at 3. It's at 2. Turn and shoot. Dickinson gets it off. Misses. And the rebound to K-State. Boy, they almost didn't get off a shot.
Yeah, the only positive thing there is that he got it up and used the whole 30 seconds, but now they're going to send K-State to the line where they can get some points, but the clock stops as Jones will go to the line.
First foul on Harris. And Jones, much better free throw shooter at 74%, can cut this back to a 6-point ball game. 10th team foul, double bonus time, free throw, good. Max Jones out of Cal State Fullerton. Senior originally from Clearwater, Florida. 76-69 Kansas. 1:45 to play. One more coming for Jones, another left-hander. Southpaw shoots and swishes. It's good. And one Jones will check in for another as C.J. Jones comes in for Max Jones, no relation. KU ball.
Under 2 minutes, obviously a huge possession here. Got to do a good job of getting the ball in, being strong with the ball.
76-70. Get it into A.J. Storr. Lobs over the top of the defense to Shaq Moore. And now across the court to Zeke Mayo. With 1:35 to play.
Get that two-man game of Hunter and Zeke.
Zeke. Out hard from behind. And he's going to get a couple of free throws as he slid into the row of cheerleaders there.
We don't see that very often. I think he was going up to dunk. Not the greatest athlete on our team, but can definitely throw it down. And he was going up and got caught from behind. Going to make him earn it. Good hard foul by K-State. Nothing malicious as he ends up with the cheerleaders. Crowd got a little chuckle as he just kind of took a little break laying down there.
It's worse places to land, I suppose. You could hit the camera guy. Mayo's free throw misses as a K-State fan from behind their bench yelled, "Miss it," right as he shot it. 76-70, KU continues to lead. This next one is big, though, to keep it a 3-possession margin for Kansas. 90 seconds to play. Each coach with one timeout remaining. Give the Cats a ton of credit. They were down 14-zip early and burned 2 timeouts in 4 minutes. As the free throw is good for Mayo. They've made a great game out of this despite the super hot start for Kansas. 77-70 KU.
Got DeJuan now. Shaq on Housen, shadowing him everywhere he goes.
Harris on McDaniel. Gasson at the top. Housen collects on the Jayhawks peak. A desperation three. Misses. Rebound Harris of Kansas.
And that was a good job by Shaquille Moore. Just kind of pestered Housen that whole possession. Got a hand up and forced the miss. Now Kansas can run a little bit more as we get under just 1 minute.
Zeke Mayo guarded by McDaniel. Hooks a pass to Dickinson. Gives it right back. Zeke steps through. Kicks back to Harris, 7 to shoot. Juan, little give and go with Hunt. Drives left baseline, back to Hunt. Left-hand layup, goaltended.
And he didn't need to do that. I don't think that was going in. Coleman Hawkins wants a replay, but that was clearly coming down. But I don't think that was going to hit any rim, and they're going to look at it, but that was a goaltend.
I think you described it perfectly. Let's quickly pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Players
You're
go
listening
2 points.
to Jayhawk basketball. Well, there's a reason why Greg Early is the best in the business. Comprehensive preparation, hourless time spent watching film, but also an understanding of the rules. And in this case, you described it perfectly. It was not going to go in. It was going to be short.
After further review, 2 points for Kansas.
There we go. They confirmed it.
You called it with the naked eye that they needed to confirm on film that it was clearly coming downward.
But you can't review that. You can't predict where the ball was going to go unless it was clearly short of the rim. But that's definitely a bucket. Kansas up by 9, 42.6 to go, and it'll be K-State ball. So a nice delivery by DeJuan late in the clock that Hunter had to get up there, and it was just a fantastic delivery.
Hunt may not get his 10th double-double today, but what a line. 25 points on 12 of 19 shooting, 8 rebounds, 1 block for the All-American candidates.
You know, we talked about it in the open that, this is a 1-4 Kansas State team, but this is a good basketball team. They just haven't been able to finish down the stretch, and today's another example of that.
Hawkins up the floor, Gasson, easy lay-in. And Bill Self with his hands on his head says, too easy, guys. They certainly have missed KJ on that end of the floor. That goes without saying. And when you start to think about, will KJ be back for the return trip to Manhattan? Well, Coach Self said in his pregame interview on the radio, could be a 4-game thing, could be a 5-game thing. He said, hey, with KJ, he could beat the timetable considerably because he's that tough and he wants to play that badly. But these two will meet up again Saturday, February the 8th. And here's hoping number 24 is back by then for Kansas.
Yeah, you want to have all bullets in your gun, and with KJ not on the floor today, we've noticed defensively we've struggled against a team that's offensively challenged.
Yes.
This isn't Houston or Iowa State. This is Kansas State, who has struggled to score, and that's why their record is what it is. But we've made them look really good because they've played smart basketball. They've made the right passes. They start to make shots late. And you look at them, they're 6 of 25 beyond the arc, but that number increased a lot over the last few minutes because for a while there they were stuck on 4 for about 22. So 7-point game, 36.6 to go. Kansas with the ball, and it will be in the double bonus once Kansas State's going to have to foul. They got enough time to try to get a double team, but they got to turn this into a free throw contest to have any shot to win this one.
Regardless, K-State will leave with some confidence. Some are wondering, where's this ship going with 4 straight L's? And as you mentioned, they were struggling, laboring to score 57 points in each of their last 2 games. And it's likely going to extend to a 5-game losing skid if this lead holds up. But point is, they've come alive, and they'll have more confidence in the rematch here in about 3 weeks.
Zeke can run the baseline.
Mayo looking, finds Shaq Moore. He's immediately fouled by Castillo.
Thought they might bring a double team, but they got him quick. Just 1.5 seconds off the clock. Shaq Moore went to the line early on in this game. Hit 1 of 2, but it will be a double bonus.
Entering today, he'd missed just once in a Kansas uniform, but it was a small sample size of just 6 attempts. 10th team foul on the Cats, so the double bonus the rest of the way as we talked about. So Shaq Moore, Mississippi State transfer, misses the first, and you're glad it wasn't a front end of a 1-and-1.
Starting to see some Kansas fans leave Allen Fieldhouse. I think they might be heading to Arrowhead.
Are heading somewhere to watch that game. Chiefs and Texans later today at 3:30. Best of luck to Coach Reed, Pat Mahomes, and the group down the road in KC. Second free throw good for Moore. Coleman Hawkins said something to Shaq after he missed the first, trying to get in his head a little bit, and Shaq calmly swished it right after that. 80-72 Kansas. 30 seconds to play here in Lawrence. Hawkins, a deep desperation 3, misses. Rebound Harris, and that should pretty much do it. He'll pass ahead to Zeke. K-State will continue to foul, but this will just stretch out the margin as KU's lead is 8, 22 seconds to play. And the Jayhawks starting up the rock chalk chance as they get set to win a 19th consecutive home game over the Wildcats.
All the way back to 2006.
Mayo, the first of 2 free throws. Pure swish. Zeke with 23 today.
Another big-time game for Zeke Mayo. 7 of 13 from the field, 4-7 beyond the arc, and about to go 6 of 8 from the free throw line.
You called it. He swished it. KU by 10 with 22 seconds to go. There's a tip by Harris. Nearly got another steal. Got to pass out those flowers again to DeJuan. What a bounce-back performance for Harris today coming off a Wednesday. He really stepped up his game on both ends.
Oh, he's been great. Quarterback in this team, with the absence of his defensive leader, KJ Adams. And
backdoor cut, McDaniel, easy lay-in as Hawkins found him with a nice drop-down pass. A.J. Storr gets it into Harris. Trap comes. K-State's going to fight to the bitter end. Hawks across midcourt. The foul comes from Housen, and now the crowd will start to boo the Cats, who are 3 possessions shy of the Jayhawks with 10.6 seconds to go. But they'll take some extra points. Shaq Moore will get a couple of free throws here. Southpaw rattles home the first free throw. And hey, this will help the KU free throw rate that everybody was talking about midweek, as they've now gotten to the stripe 20 times today. One more coming. This one also good. And Kansas 16 of 21. With their charity attempts today, 76%. Hawks by 10, 5 seconds to go. Hawkins picks up his dribble, down to 3 seconds, and he's just going to hand it to the official and let time expire, and you can rock. chalk it up. The Jayhawks win a 19th consecutive home win in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown.
It wasn't easy, and we didn't expect it to be easy. Throw all the records out the window anytime you play in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown. Give credit to Kansas State. They played hard. Even up here in the second half. They were down by 10 at half. Kansas ends up winning by 10, but DeJuan